In this video, we are going to cover the Java object-oriented programming concepts that you should know in order to become a better Java developer. While you're watching this video, please make sure that you pause this video and practice on your own so that on different inputs, you get different outputs, and based on the logic of the Java program, you clearly understand the purpose of writing the Java program. If you are new to Java programming language, then you can watch my other Java tutorial playlist that I have made for you, which contains several videos that will help you to understand the basics about the Java programming language. You can also access the timestamps I have given in the description section in order to jump to a particular Java program. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Java class and objects in Java programming. So guys, Java is an object-oriented programming language. So the core concept of the object-oriented approach is to break complex problems into smaller objects. So guys, whenever you are going to work on your requirements, it is going to be a very much complex problem that you are trying to solve. So basically you are going to use the Java classes in order to break that complex problem into smaller objects, and then we can solve them easily independently as well. So guys, an object is an entity that has a state and a behavior. For example, a bicycle is an object. So basically it has states such as idle or first gear, etc. So a bicycle, it can either be an idle object or it can be on the first gear as well, or any other gear. And then the behavior, it includes whether it is braking or accelerating or any other behavior. So guys, similarly we have other objects as well which are going to have different states and different behaviors as well. Now guys, as we can see over here, we have the class format, and this is the syntax that we use in order to define a class. So basically we use the class keyword followed by the name of the class, in which case the starting character must be capital because that's the best practices that we follow in Java. And then we have different fields and methods inside the class. These fields and methods are enclosed within the curly braces, and guys, we are going to check this syntax with the help of example as well. And then we create the Java objects out of this class. So an object is nothing but it is called the instance of a class. So we can use objects in order to refer to these fields and methods. So guys, all these things we are going to check with the help of examples. So let me just move to the code now. So as we can see, we already have a class, that is Java test class over here, and then we have a method inside this, that is public static void main. So guys, inside this method we are going to access another class that we are going to create now. So guys, outside this class, that is Java test class, we are going to create another class. So we will use the keyword, that is class over here, followed by the name of the class. So guys, we can give the name of the class as animal because that is a class that we are going to create, and then after the name of the class, we will have the open and close curly braces, inside which we will have the list of fields and the methods that we have seen in the class syntax. So guys, inside this, let us say we have one of the fields as the name of the animal. So the name of the animal should be of data type string. So we will have the data type, that is string over here, followed by the variable name, that is name. And then guys, let us say we have a method in order to print this name of the animal. So what we can do is, similar to how we have the void main over here, we can have the void return type and then the name of the method, that is display name. And then it will not take any parameters, so we will keep the parameters over here as blank, and then followed by open and close curly braces, and inside this we are just going to print the name of the animal. So this is a print statement followed by the name of the animal. So I'll just provide the string as name of animal is, and then followed by plus operator, and then this name variable name. So the same variable name we are going to use in the print statement over here. So guys, this is the content of this class, that is animal, that we have created. So to summarize, we have the class keyword followed by the name of the class, and then inside this class we have different fields and different methods. So for now we are just going to have one field, that is the name of the animal, and then we are going to have one method which is going to print the name of that animal. Now guys, in order to access these fields and methods, we have to use the objects of this class. Now how do we create the object of this class? So we have to use this class name. So I'll just copy this, and inside this main method we are going to create an instance of this class, and that is what we have defined over here, that is Java objects. The object is also called an instance of a class. So we are going to create the Java object over here. So we paste the name of the class that we have created, followed by a space character, and just like how we create other variable names using string data type or the integer data type, we are creating another variable over here of the animal data type, which is a class. So over here what we are going to do is we are going to create the object with the variable name as animal1, and then guys followed by we have to use the equal to operator and followed by the new keyword. So guys, this is important. This is the way in which we create the object of a particular class. After the new object, we have the class name that is to be used. So the class name, I have just pasted it over here, followed by open and close brackets and then semicolon. So guys, this is the syntax in which we create the object, that is animal1 object is created over here of the class animal, and we use the new operator followed by the class name. And then guys, in order to access the name of this class, we are going to use the variable name, that is this animal. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, animal1 variable name followed by a dot. So guys, this is very important. In order to access any of the content of the class animal, we have to use the dot operator. So after this dot operator, if we do control space, you can see the name field is getting suggested over here, and then the display name is also getting suggested over here. So we are going to use the name field, and then we are just going to set the name of the animal. So let's say one of the animals is dog. I'll just provide the name of the animal as dog and then followed by a semicolon. So the name field of this animal1 object is set as dog, and in order to access the name, we can use the display name method over here. So I'll just copy this and use this object again, that is animal1 dot display name. So the second option we have display name. So when the control flow comes over here, animal1 dot display name, so this method, that is display name, will be called and this print statement will get executed. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code. So I'll just save this file. So as we can see, name of animal is dog. So in this way we can easily create the class and then followed by the contents of the class, that is some fields and then some of the methods, and use those content of the class using the variable names of the class. Guys, similarly, instead of this dog animal, we can use the cat animal as well. So whenever I provide the name as cat, and then I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is cat. So this time the name was set as cat for this variable, that is animal1, and the same thing got printed over here. Guys, in similar way we can have multiple animal objects over here. So let me just copy this code. I'll just copy this and paste this over here. Instead of this animal1, we are going to have animal2, or else it will be a duplicate name that we are using, and the same object I'm just going to print it over here. So animal2 dot name, instead of cat over here, I will provide something else. So let us say we have the name of the animal as tiger. So the second animal, that is animal2, the name is tiger, and then animal2 dot display name will display the name string for this object, that is animal2. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is cat, so that is because the animal1 dot display name was called, and then we have name of animal is tiger, that is because animal2 dot display name was called. And guys, in this way we can easily use the classes in order to define our own set of fields and our own set of methods as well, and use those methods and fields in order to accomplish our task. So guys, that's it in this video. Hopefully you have got enough knowledge about the Java classes and objects. Please make sure that you practice on your own, so that on different inputs you can get different outputs and you can learn accordingly. Methods or functions in Java programming. So a method is nothing but it is a block of code that performs a specific task. So guys, suppose you need to create a program to create a circle and color it. So you can create two methods. That is, in order to solve this problem, you can have a method to draw the circle and another method to color the circle. Now after creating both these methods, you can call these methods multiple times. So let's say we want to create a circle with a radius 5 cm. So you can call this method with the radius as 5 cm and a new circle will be drawn for you. And in order to color the same circle, you can call this method and provide the parameter that is green. So this method will be called and the same circle will be colored as green. Now next time you want to create another circle, so this first method will be called again, and you need not have to repeat the same lines of code that is used in order to create a circle. So guys, that is the magic of functions or methods in Java programming. So guys, let us understand this with the help of examples as well. Now dividing a complex problem into smaller chunks makes your program easy to understand and reusable. So guys, two important things over here, easy to understand and reusable. So guys, functions make your code easy to understand and help anyone else in order to understand what exactly you have written in your Java programming. And another importance is the reusability factor. So guys, you can use the same methods again and again to do the repetitive task. Now as far as the syntax of the Java method is concerned, as you can see, declaring a Java method over here, first of all, you can have a modifier and then we have the static keyword. So guys, these are optional things, but the most important thing is the return type. So we have seen previously, if the method doesn't return anything, we can provide void over here as the return type, or it can be any other data type such as integer or a string value or a double value as well, followed by the name of the method, and inside the open and close brackets we have parameters. So this is also not mandatory. It can also be blank, or it can have one parameter, or it can have two parameters, or any number of parameters, or you can also pass the array of elements as well. And then inside that we have the method body. So guys, let us understand all this with the help of examples over here. So on this Eclipse, I'll just clear the previous code over here. So guys, we will create a function in order to add two numbers. So over here, what we will do is, let's say we have void and then followed by add numbers as the method name. So guys, add numbers we have, and then inside the brackets we will have two numbers that will be passed from the main method from where the function will be called. So guys, over here we will have int a, and then we will have another integer, that is int b. So guys, these are the two parameters and these are the two numbers that we will be expecting whenever this method is called. And then inside this we will have the curly braces, and then followed by, let's say we have another integer, that is sum, and this will add these two numbers, that is a plus b. So this is a very simple functionality guys. We are going to have the void as the return type. This means that this function is not going to return anything, and then it is going to take parameters, that is two parameters, integer a and integer b, and what it will do is it will create the integer, that is sum, and assign it a value that will be the sum of these two numbers a plus b. And then what we will do is we will just print this number, that is println statement we will use, and then sum of numbers is, and then plus operator followed by the name of the variable, that is sum, in which the sum will be stored. So guys, this is the way in which we declare a function and also define the function. So we have already defined a function over here that will add two numbers and print the sum of those two numbers. Now guys, the only thing that is remaining is to call this function. So from main method we are going to call this function. So I'll just copy this add number over here and paste this over here, and inside this we are going to pass two numbers since it is expecting two numbers over here. So guys, let's say the first number I provide is 2 and then followed by comma, and then I'll provide another number, that is 3, and then we'll have semicolon over here. So guys, as we can see, we are getting a red underline over here. So it says cannot make a static reference to a non-static method add number. So guys, why we are getting this error over here? That's because we are trying to call a method from a main method which is static. So whenever we are calling any method from a static method over here, in which case we are calling from a static main method, so the method that we are calling must also be static over here, and that is what is being suggested over here. Change add number to static. So I'll just click over here. So as you can see, static keyword is being provided over here as the prefix, and then the rest of the things are same. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code to see what happens. So as we can see, sum of numbers is 5. That's because 2 and 3 we had passed to this method, and inside this method both the numbers were added and the value was stored in this sum, and the same value was printed over here using the println statement. So guys, let me show you another example. Let's say instead of these two numbers we have 10, 20 as the two numbers. I'll just save this file and try running this code. So the sum of 10 and 20 is expected, and as you can see, sum of numbers is 30. And in this way we can easily use the method in order to execute some lines of codes, in order to do some number manipulations or print some statements. Now guys, let us say you want to add more numbers apart from these numbers, that is 10 and 20. You want to print another addition of two numbers. So what I can do is I'll just copy this line of code, that is the function that is being called, and paste this over here, and then the other two numbers we will provide in these parentheses. So let's say we have 5 over here and 6 over here. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, sum of number is 30. That's because 10 and 20 were passed for the very first time, and then again the second time the same method was called with other two numbers, that is 5 and 6. So the sum of numbers is 11. So again the second time the method was called and the println statement got executed with the sum of 5 and 6 values. So guys, this is the importance of methods and functions. You can reuse them any number of times whenever you want. Guys, let me show you another example. Let's say instead of printing this sum of numbers in this add number over here, what we will do is whatever the addition of number is, that is whatever the value of sum is, we are going to pass it back to the main. So in order to do that, we are going to remove this void keyword over here, since we are going to return something. So guys, whenever we are going to return anything from a method, we are going to provide the data type of that value. So integer is the data type, and what I will do is I will just remove this line of code and I will provide the return keyword followed by the variable name, that is sum. So this sum is having the addition of these two numbers, and then the same value I am just returning using this return keyword back again to the function from where this function was called. Now guys, in order to receive this sum, we have to assign some value over here. So I'll just remove the second line of code, and this add number we will keep it as it is, and we are going to declare another variable over here, that is sum1 over here, as you can see, or instead of sum1 we can have total. So let's say int total and then add number, which means this function will be called with these two numbers, and then the sum of these numbers will get stored in this sum variable, and the same variable will be returned over here and will be assigned to this variable, that is total. Now guys, we can use this total in order to print the total of these two numbers. So let me just provide the print statement over here. So what we will do is total of numbers. So we will provide this string is and then plus operator followed by total variable name. So guys, what we are doing is instead of printing the number inside this add number method, we are just returning the value and printing in the main method from where the method was called, that is the add number method was called. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, total of numbers is 30. So it is going to have the same functionality, but in this case, instead of having the void return type, we are going to have the int return type. Similarly, we can have the other return types such as string or double values as well. So guys, it completely depends on your requirements, what kind of requirements you are having, and accordingly you can create different methods that you want based on the requirements as far as reusability and understandability of the code is concerned. Method overloading in Java programming. So guys, in Java, two or more methods can have the same name if they differ in parameters, different number of parameters they can have, or different types of parameters, or they can have both, that is different parameters and different types of parameters, then we call it as method overloading. So guys, it can so happen that you are having a function name and the same name is used in the multiple other functions as well, but the only difference between those functions are the parameters that they are taking. So as you can see in this example, all the four functions are having the same function name, whereas the parameters, the very first function is not having any parameter, the second function is having an integer parameter, the third function is having the double parameter, and the fourth function is having two parameters, that is one is integer and another one is float. So guys, in this scenario we can say that method overloading is taking place. And how do we call the provided function? Let's say we want to call this function with an integer data type. So how do we call this? So guys, whenever we are calling the function, we have to provide the appropriate parameter in order for the control statement to go to the exact function that is intended. So guys, we will see all this with the help of examples, but to make it more clear, all it depends on the parameter and the type of parameter that we are providing while calling the function, and accordingly the control statement will match with the required function name and will execute the code in that function name. So over here I have provided some more details why method overloading. So guys, suppose you have to perform the addition of given numbers, but there can be any number of arguments. So let's say either 2 or 3 arguments for simplicity. So in order to accomplish the task, you can create two methods, that is sum to num, that means it is going to take two numbers, or else you can also create sum 3 num, which is going to take 3 integers, and then it depends on your function calling whether you're calling the function with the 2 parameters or calling the function with the 3 parameters. So guys, over here function overloading is not occurring since the function name is different. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So in this case, as you can see, sum2num and sum2num, these are the same function names, whereas the parameters that it is taking, over here there are 2 parameters, whereas over here there are 3 parameters, and accordingly the required function will be called. So guys, let us understand this with the help of example. So guys, we will take the addition of numbers example over here. So let's say we create a function. So we create static, and then we have void, and then function name, that is add numbers. And then let's say we have only 2 numbers, that is int a comma int b. So over here we are providing 2 numbers, and what we will do is we will print the sum of these 2 numbers. So I will provide the print statement over here. So inside the print statement we have sum is, and then what we will do is we will add these numbers over here. So a plus b. So guys, it is very important to note that over here we are not adding these numbers and storing the value in a particular variable, but we can also add the numbers in the print statement itself. So this mathematics over here, as you can see, a plus b will return the sum of these numbers, and this sum of number, that is the value, will be printed along with this string over here. And the similar way we are going to have the same function name but with 3 different parameters. So let's say we have the add numbers. So as we can see, there is a red line over here. So this is a compiler error. So Eclipse is telling us that there is some error over here. So duplicate method add numbers int in type Java test class. So rename method is one of the solution, but we don't want to rename it since we are going to see the example of method overloading, in which case the function names are same whereas the parameters are different. So what I'm going to do is in the second function I'm going to add another parameter, that is int c. And then in this println statement I will do a plus b plus c. So that means the third integer is also taken into consideration, and then the sum will get printed. So guys, let us call these methods over here from the main method. So I'll just provide add numbers over here, and then let's say we have 2 numbers, that is 10 and then 20. So we have provided 10 and 20 over here, and then we have the semicolon. So let me save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, sum is 30, that means 10 and 20 was added. So over here what happened is this function, that is add numbers, got called, and these 2 numbers were assigned to these variables, that is int a equal to 10 and int b it is equal to 20, and both the numbers were added, and sum is a plus b, that is 30. Now guys, let us say we want to add 3 numbers. So I'll just provide comma the third number, let's say 30 over here, and then let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, sum is 30. That's because 3 parameters and this particular function name is matching with this function, that is having the 3 parameters a, b and c, and that is how we are adding these numbers, that is a, b and c. And in this way guys, we can easily use method overloading in order to have similar kind of operations but with different number of parameters and different types of parameters. Guys, to make it more easy for you, sum of, I'll just provide 2 numbers over here, and over here I'll provide 3 numbers, so that we exactly come to know that which function is being called. So when this function is getting called, we will get the print statement as sum. Over here I'll just change this to off. Okay, sum of 2 numbers, and over here as well I'll just change this to off. So sum of 3 numbers. I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, sum of 3 numbers is 60 we are getting, and whereas when we are having 2 numbers, I'll just remove this and just provide 2 parameters. Let me run this code. So as we can see, sum of 2 numbers, that is 30, is getting printed. Now guys, let us say I'll just remove this second parameter over here, and we are just providing 1 parameter. So as we can see, we are getting a red line over here, that is a underline. So when we hover over it, it says the method add number int in the type Java test class is not applicable for the arguments int. So basically the program is expecting either 2 parameters or 3 parameters, but the method that is being called over here is called with 1 parameter, and in this case it is the compile error. So if we try saving this and running this code, it will still give us the compile error stating that errors exist in required project, proceed with launch. Even if we proceed, then it will give us the runtime error, that is unresolved compilation problem, add numbers in the type. So the same error is being displayed over here. So guys, in this way we can easily use the method overloading. We have to check that how many parameters are present in the method that we are calling, and also the type of parameters that we are passing is also important. So guys, let me show you another example with 3 parameters. So we'll provide 1, 2 and then 3. Let me save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, sum of 3 numbers, that means this particular method is getting executed. So sum of 3 numbers and the sum will get printed, that is 6. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. And in this way we can easily use the method overloading feature of the Java programming. So guys, that's it in this video. Please make sure that you practice on your own so that on different inputs you'll get different outputs, and that is the way you should learn Java programming. Java constructors for class objects. So a constructor in Java is similar to a method that is invoked when an object of the class is created. So guys, a constructor is nothing but it is a method which can be invoked when a new object of a class is created. So unlike Java methods, a constructor has the same name as that of the class and does not have any return type. So guys, 2 important things over here. The constructor of a class will also have the same name as that of the class, and it does not have any return type. So we will not have void or else the integer or the string return type as well. So this is the syntax in which the constructor is defined. So we have the class keyword followed by the class name, and inside this class name, apart from the fields and other different methods, we have a constructor which is another method over here. So if you notice, this name of the constructor, that is test, is same as that of the class name, that is this test class name, and then we have the constructor body inside these curly brackets. Now guys, in Java we have different types of constructors. So constructors can be divided into 3 types. So first of all, there is no argument constructor. So this is the modifier and then the constructor name. So it is not having any parameters over here, and then we are having the body of the constructor. The second type is parameterized constructor. So in this type of constructor, we can also pass the parameter over here inside these open and close brackets, and then again we will have the body of the constructor in order to initialize some fields or do some mathematic operations as well. And then there is a third kind, that is a default constructor. So if we do not create any constructor, that is neither a no argument constructor nor the parameterized constructor, so what happens is Java compiler automatically creates a no argument constructor during the execution of the program. So guys, this we have seen previously while creating the animal class and animal object. So guys, all these things we are going to see with the help of examples. So let us move to the Eclipse IDE. So I'll just remove these lines of codes for now. So we have cleared all the code for now, and we just have public class Java test class, that is the main class, and then inside that we have the main method. So guys, we are going to create the class, again the same class we are going to create with the class keyword followed by the name of the class, that is animal. So this we had created previously, and this animal is going to have 2 things. So the very first thing is a field which will be of type string, and the variable name will be name. So this is the name field, and we will have the display name method in order to display the name of that animal. So we will have void followed by display name. So we have display name over here, and then it is not going to take any parameter. So I am going to keep it blank, and then what we are going to do is we are just going to print the name of the animal. So we have name of animal is, and then we have plus operator followed by name. So guys, this will help us in order to print the name of this animal which is related to the object that we are going to create in the main method. So guys, let us create an object now. So in order to create the object, we have to use the class name. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and then we will have the object name as animal1, and then followed by equal to operator, new operator, and then the name of the class, that is animal, followed by open and close brackets. So guys, this is the third type of constructor that we have seen over here, that is a default constructor. So since we are not providing any constructor for now, that is no argument constructor is not there, parameterized constructor is not there, so internally the Java compiler automatically creates a no argument constructor during the execution of the program. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So I've saved this file and try running this code. So guys, nothing is happening over here. That's because we have not assigned any value to this name field. So what we will do is we will use this object name, that is animal1, and then dot followed by name and then the name of the animal, we'll just assign it the value as dog. And then guys, we are going to call the function that is display name. So animal1 dot, and then we have display name as the method to be called in order to print the name of the animal. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is dog. And then guys, it depends on you what value you provide to the name field of the animal class. I'll just save this file and try running this code now. So we have name of animal is cat. So it depends on this value what the name of the animal is, and accordingly the name of the animal will get printed. Now guys, another important thing, where is the use of the constructor over here? So since this is a third type of constructor, we are not providing any constructor, and internally the Java compiler is providing a constructor. But explicitly we can also provide a constructor from our side. So let us understand this with the help of example. So in order to provide the name of the animal, not inside the main method but within the constructor, we have to create a constructor over here. So guys, what are the rules in order to create the constructor? It is not going to have any return type. So this void or integer data type will not be there, but it is going to have the same name as that of the class. So I'll just copy this name over here, that is a class name, and paste this over here animal, and then we are going to have the open and close brackets. So guys, the very first thing that we are going to see is no arguments constructor. That is the first type of constructor over here. So what we will have is, we will not have any parameter, and then inside these curly braces, what I will do is this name, that is name, I'll just set the name as, let's say, dog over here. So I have provided dog over here. Now guys, what we can do is we can remove this initialization part since we are calling the constructor. So what is happening over here is, whenever we are calling this class, that is animal, using the new operator, so internally what is happening is, if the constructor is not present, then Java compiler will automatically call a constructor without any arguments that happens behind the scenes, and it is not having any line of code, so nothing will get executed. Whereas when we provide a constructor, like in this case we have provided a constructor with the name field and then the value of the field, then this constructor will be called. So when it is called, whenever the control flow encounters this line, that is new animal, this constructor will be called. So what is happening is, animal1, after this new animal will be encountered, and then this animal constructor will be called, the name will be assigned to this string, that is dog, and then after that, if we are calling this display name from here using this animal1, this dog value will get printed along with this line of code. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code. As you can notice, we have not provided the name of the animal over here. So I'll just run this code. So as we can see, name of animal is dog. That's because this constructor, that is animal, was called behind the scenes, and the name variable was set to the value as dog. Now guys, let us say I want to change the name of the animal to tiger. So I will have to just change the value of the variable inside this constructor over here. I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is tiger, and in this way we can easily use the constructor. Always remember that whenever we are using the new keyword followed by the name of the class, this is the instance where the constructor will be called. So this constructor is called, and then the name is assigned, or any other field that you want to assign will be assigned over here. But guys, there is a limitation in this case. So whenever we are using this particular method of assigning the name variable a particular value, so this is tiger. So next time, let's say we want another object to be created. So I'll just copy this. So I'll copy this and paste it over here. And then we have another object, let's say animal2, and we are calling this animal2.displayName, but there is no way in order to change the name of the animal2 to some other value, since we are just providing name as tiger. So both the objects, that is animal1 and animal2, both will have the same name, that is tiger. That's because we are having only one constructor, and this constructor belongs to the entire class, whereas these two objects are different objects. Let me just save this file and try running this code to show you the output. So as we can see, name of animal is tiger, that is of the animal1 display name, and then again name of animal is tiger, that is again of animal2 display name. So guys, in order to overcome this limitation, what we can do is we can take a parameterized constructor. So as you can see, we have the second type of constructor, that is parameterized, which will take a particular parameter over here, and that parameter will be used in order to assign any value to any fields in the class. So guys, let us understand this with the help of example. What I will do is, over here the string name is the field but what I will do is I will provide the parameter as a string over here, and let's say we provide it as text. And now what will happen is the text will be coming from these brackets. So as you can see, there is a red line now over here. That's because the constructor animal is undefined. So we do not have any constructor without any parameter, since we are expecting a parameter over here of type string. So we will provide the parameter as well. But over here, before providing the parameter, what I will do is the name value should be assigned with the value that is coming from text. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So the value that is text coming from this new animal will come over here in the form of text, and this value will be assigned to the name. So guys, now you can provide the parameter over here inside these open and close brackets. So over here you are expected to provide a string, so we can have the name of the animal as cat. So the name of animal, that is cat, will be assigned to the animal1 object, and the name of the animal2 can be provided now using these open and close brackets. So over here I will provide another name of the animal. So let's say we have the name of the animal as dog. So now in this case guys, we are providing animal1 name as cat and animal2 name as dog, and these two names should get printed on console. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is cat and name of animal is dog. That's because we have provided these parameters, and using this constructor, the text is helping us in order to assign the value to this name field. And guys, in this way we can easily use either the no argument constructor or even a parameterized constructor based on our requirements. So guys, I hope you have learned a lot about classes and objects, and along with that you have also learned about constructors and how we can assign the value to these fields inside the classes based on the constructors. Access modifiers in Java programming. So guys, access modifiers are used to set the accessibility, that is visibility of the classes, interfaces, variables or methods or constructors. Other than this, we also have data members and the setter methods as well. So for example, let's say these are some of the important access modifiers over here. So as we can see, previously we had seen that whenever we define any method, we provide a return type followed by the name of the method, and before that we can optionally also provide this public or a private keyword. So guys, these are nothing but these are the access modifiers. That means it defines from where this particular method can be accessed. So as we can see, the very first thing is a public. So the method 1 is public. This means it can be accessed by other classes as well. So this class animal is having a method 1 as a function which is defined as a public access modifier. So let's say we have any other class apart from animal. So that class can also use this method, that is method 1, since we have provided the access modifier as public. Now let's move to the second modifier, that is private. So method 2 is private. So over here, this method 2, it is defined as private over here, which means it cannot be accessed by other classes. So basically the only difference is that whenever we provide the access modifier as private to any of the methods, so that method cannot be accessed by any other class. And apart from this, we also have a third access modifier, that is protected. So over here, declarations are visible within the package or all subclasses. So we have a package, as we had seen previously, this is a default package. So whenever we provide a protected access modifier, so all the classes within this package can access that particular method. So guys, let us understand this with the help of example, the difference between private and public. So guys, let's say we have a class, that is animal. So we define the class as animal, and inside this we have two methods. So the very first method is of a private modifier. So let's say we have private void method 1, and then guys, it is not taking anything as the parameter, and then we have the print statement over here. So we will print this method is private. Now guys, let me just copy this method and we will just paste it over here, but we will change the access modifier as public over here, and then public void, and then let's say we have this as method 2, and then we change this method is public. So we'll just change from private to public. So guys, we have two methods. that is method 1 is private and method 2 is public. So let us understand this, which one can we access using this animal object. So guys, let us now create the object of this animal class. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, that is the class name, followed by the name of the object, that is animal1, and then we have equal to operator followed by the new operator, and then the name of the class followed by open and close brackets, and then guys we have semicolon. Now guys, we want to access both these methods one by one. So what we will do is we will use this object, that is animal1, followed by a dot, and then we will see which methods are getting accessed over here. So as we can see, method 1 cannot be seen over here. So let me just copy this method 1 and paste this over here so that we can try accessing this. So as we can see, we are still getting a red underline over here, and when we hover over it, it says the method 1 from the type animal is not visible. So a quick fix, it is saying change visibility of method 1 to package. So guys, that's because this is provided as the private access modifier and we cannot access this. Even if we try saving this file and run this code, so it will still give us the compiler error, and if we try to click on this proceed, it is still giving us the error over here, unresolved compilation problem. So guys, we cannot access a method which is private over here. Now what about the method 2? Can we access this? The access modifier for this is public over here. So let me just copy this and paste this over here in method 2. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, this method is public is getting printed. So we can call this method, that is method 2. That's because we are providing it as a public modifier. Guys, what happens when we remove this private modifier from here? So I'll just remove this and I'll keep void method 1. So let me just try accessing this method 1 now. So as we can see, there is no red line over here. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, now we can access. This proves that by default it is not private. So whatever access modifier is there, it is not private by default, and we can easily access without providing any access modifier. Now guys, you will ask me what is the importance of these access modifiers, where this will be used. So guys, whenever we are having some other fields, such as let's say we have a string variable over here, and then we have the name of the animal, and guys, this name variable we want to keep it private. We don't want the objects to access this name field directly. So what we will do is we will keep this as private over here. But guys, one important thing over here is, even though this string variable, that is name, is being termed as private over here, it still can be accessed by these methods inside this same class. So let us see this with the help of example. So what I will do over here is I will just type animal1 dot name. So as we can see, there is nothing being coming over here. When we hover over this, we get the field animal name is not visible. Now guys, what we will do is, instead of providing this print statement, I will provide name, it is equal to dog. And then guys, what we will do is, over here, I'll just provide name of animal is, and then let's say we provide the name. That is the name variable. So as we can see in method 1, let me just change this to private over here now, back again. So in this private method, what we are trying to do is we are trying to set the name variable, that is name, it is equal to dog, and then in method 2, which is public access modifier, we are trying to access the same name, that is name of animal is, and then the name of this string name. So guys, what we will do is, first we will call this method, that is method 1, but since this is private, we won't be able to call this. So I'll just remove this private keyword, and then since this is public, we will call the method 2 as well. So I'll just copy this method 1, paste this over here, and then the same line of code, I'll just copy and paste this over here. I'll change this to method 2. So both the methods we are calling method 1 first, and then second is method 2. So what's happening is, first we are initializing the name variable, and secondly we are trying to access that name variable. Let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is dog. So guys, in this way, we cannot access the private access modifier, that is this particular variable name, using this object, that is animal1. but we can access the other methods that are trying to access this private name variable. And in this way, this is the usage of the access modifiers in Java. Based on our requirements, we can use the required access modifiers. This keyword in Java programming. So this keyword is used in order to refer to the current object inside a method or a constructor. So guys, we can easily access the current object using this keyword inside a method or a constructor. So for example, this is the use case that is very important, that is using this for ambiguity variable names. So let's say we have a class that is my class, and then it is having an instance variable that is int age, and then we have a parameter as well which is getting passed, and the parameter name we have provided as the age. So as we can see, age is equal to age. So this is kind of a creating an ambiguity over here. That's because the parameter name is also age, and then the instance variable that we have provided is also age. So what will be the output when we try to access this instant variable and we print this statement? So guys, let us understand this with the help of example. So I'll just copy this and we will paste this in our Eclipse IDE. So I'll just remove this previous lines of codes over here. So as we can see over here, what I will do is I will just paste this, that is my class, and then what we will do is we will create an object of this my class. So I'll just copy this my class over here, paste this over here, and then we have the class object name, that is class 1, followed by a new operator and then my class, and then let's say we have the open and close brackets. Now guys, as we have seen, this my class is a constructor because it is having the same name as that of the class, and it is expecting the parameter that is age. So what we will do is we will provide the age over here as 21. Now we are missing another method over here which will help us in order to access this age. So what I will do is I will provide another method, that is void display. So we have display age. So what this will do is it will just print the statement. So I'll just print the statement over here. So age is, and then we have this age variable name, that is this instance variable. So guys, what we will have to do over here is I will have to provide the object name followed by the display age method that we have created just now. So let me just save this file and try running this code to see what happens. So as we can see, age is 0. So even though we are providing 21 as the age, what is happening is this value goes to this parameter, that is int age parameter inside this constructor, and we are trying to set this age, that is 21, to this age, that is instance variable. But guys, there is an ambiguity. That's because both these variable names are same. So in this case, what we are supposed to do is we have to use this keyword. So this keyword is nothing but it will try to access this object, that is class 1, for which we are trying to access this instance variable. So it will come on the left hand side. So what I will do is I will provide this keyword followed by dot. So followed by dot, and then we have the age variable. So I'll just remove this. So this is the way guys that we provide this keyword. So what this will do is it will refer to the object that has called this particular method, that is my class method was called by using this object, that is class 1, and for that object the age parameter, that is the age instance variable, need to be set. So now guys, we have the clarity that the left hand side is the instance variable, that is this age, and right hand side is nothing but it is this parameter for which the value is coming when we call this constructor using this value as an integer. So guys, let us save this file and try running this code. Previously the age was 0. Now let us see what will be the output. I'll just run this code over here. So as we can see, now age is coming as 21, and this is the value that we were providing. Let me just change the value to, let's say we have the age as 24. Let me just save this file and try running this code. So age is 24 now. And guys, in this way, this is the importance where we can use this keyword in order to refer to a particular object that has called this particular constructor, and in order to remove the ambiguity whenever there are two variables with the same name. Recursion example in Java programming. So guys, a method that calls itself is known as a recursive method. So guys, it can so happen that we have certain requirements wherein we want to call the same method multiple times and in such a way that it is a nested call. That means a method is calling itself from inside its own body. So guys, this method is called as a recursive method since it is calling itself from inside its body, and it should have some termination as well in order to close that call at some point of time. So guys, we will check this with the help of example. So this process is known as recursion. So for example, we are going to see a factorial of a number in this particular video. So guys, let me show you first what the factorial means. So on calculator, what we are going to do is, let's say we have a 5 factorial. So we provide 5 followed by this factorial sign. So as we can see, factorial of 5 is 120. Now how the factorial of 5 is 120? Now guys, the factorial is nothing but it is the multiplication of all the numbers before the number 5. So the factorial of 5 will be, it will be 5 multiplied by the number before 5, that is 4, and then multiply by the number before 4 is 3, and then multiply by the number before 3 is 2, and then multiply by the number before 2 is 1. So we provide 1, and this is the factorial, that is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So guys, similarly, what will be the factorial of 10? So what we will have to do is, we will take the number 10 and then we will multiply it by 9 and then followed by multiply by 8, then 7, then 6. So guys, this is a long procedure. When we want to check the factorial of, let's say 15 or 20, or let's say we have the number as 100, so it will be a tedious task. So what we can simply do on the calculator is, we have the number 10 and then followed by a factorial. So it gives us 36, 28, 800 as the factorial of 10. So guys, this we are going to understand with the help of Java program. So let me just go to the code over here. I'll just remove the previous lines of codes. Now guys, in order to find the factorial of a number, we can use a recursive method. So what we will do is, we will first define a recursive method over here, which will return the integer data type. So we will have the integer data type. The integer data type will be the result of that factorial. And then we have the name of the method, that is factorial, and it takes an integer. Let's say the integer will be number. So this number will be provided whenever we are going to call the factorial method, and we are going to find the factorial of this number that is provided to this method. And inside this method, what we will have is, the very first thing is, we are going to have the termination. As we have seen, the factorial calculation includes the multiplication of this number followed by the number which is number minus 1, and then followed by number minus 2, and then we have number minus 3, and so on until the number reaches to 1. So what we will do is, we will take n multiply by, we have to do n minus 1. So we will put n minus 1 over here. So n minus 1, and then followed by multiply by n minus 2. So we have n minus 2. But guys, over here we don't know what will be the number value. So if it is 1 or 2, then we can easily find the factorial using this formula if the number is very small. But what if the number is, let's say 10 or 15 or 20? So in this case, what we will have to do is, we will have to multiply this n. So n multiply by, and we have to call this method again from inside the body of this method. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. Now when we call this method, we again have to pass a new number, and now this number will be n minus 1. So guys, what we will do is, we will put n minus 1. So guys, why we have done this? Even if you have not understood till now, I will make it more easy. Just stick with me till the end of this video and you will understand everything. So guys, what we are doing over here is, we are providing n multiplied by factorial of n minus 1. Guys, one important thing over here, this is not n, but this is a number. So since we are passing the num over here, so instead of n, it is num. And then guys, what we will do is, we will have to return this. So we will provide the return keyword over here. So as we can see, the red errors are gone for now. And then guys, there should be a termination condition as well, as I have told you. So the termination condition is in this way. So when the number, that is num, is equal to 1, we will have to return 1. Let me make it more easy for you if you have not understood so far. So I'll just open Notepad over here. So guys, what we are trying to do over here is, the very first thing, let's say the number value is 5. So this 5 will be passed over here to this factorial method. So we have factorial 5. Now what is happening is, the control flow will come over here. It will check whether the number value is 5 or not. No, in this case. So it will go to this statement, that is return num multiplied by factorial num minus 1. So what is the expression over here? We have 5 multiply by, again this factorial will be called, that is this method over here will be called. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, but now the value will be num minus 1. So num minus 1 will be, over here it was 5, so 5 minus 1 it will be 4. So guys, this method will be called with the number 4. So now again the control flow comes over here, it will check whether number is equal to 1 or not, no in this case. So again it will be 4 multiplied by factorial of num minus 1. So what will happen is, it will take 4 as the number, multiply by factorial of 4 minus 1. In this case it will be 3 over here. So 3, and then again, is the number equal to 1? No in this case. So what is going to happen over here is, again the 3 will be taken as the number over here, multiply by the factorial, but 3 minus 1 will be taken as 2. And now again guys, what will happen is, the control flow comes back again over here and checks whether this num2 is it equal to 1? No in this case. So again it will go over here, num multiply by factorial num minus 1. So what will happen? We have 2 multiply by factorial of 1. So guys, finally this will be the last call probably. That's because we are passing the number 1, and then the control flow comes over here. It will check if num equal to 1. Yes in this case, and it returns 1 over here. As you can see, we are returning 1, and using this integer return type, the 1 is getting returned to this factorial num minus 1. So guys, the result of this factorial 1 will be 1. So over here what will happen is, 1 will get returned. And now the multiplication of 2 multiplied by 1 will be returned to this factorial, that is 2, which was called. So 2 multiplied by 1 is what? 2. So again we will provide the value 2 over here. So guys, what we are doing over here is, we are backtracking to the original call, that was factorial 5. So 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. So factorial 3 will be 6 over here. So 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. So factorial 4 will be 24 over here. And 24 multiplied by 5 will be 120. So this result will be 120, which was the last return, and this return will return the 120 to the main method, from where we will call this factorial 5. So guys, let us understand this. Let's say we have int, and then followed by, let's say we have the variable name as answer, and then let's say we have this variable name factorial, and then we provide the number 5. So we are trying to find the factorial of a number 5. Now guys, we are getting a red underline over here. It says cannot make a static reference to a non-static method factorial. So since we are trying to access a method which is a non-static method from a static method, we have to change this to a static method. So I'll just go over here and change factorial to static. So this keyword was added, and now there is no red underline. Now guys, what we will do is, we will just print the answer. So factorial is, and then we will provide this answer variable. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, factorial is 120. Now guys, let us check what was the factorial of 10. It was 36, 28, 800. So I'll just provide 10 over here instead of 5. Let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, 36, 28, 800, and the same value we are getting over here. What will be the factorial of 12? So I'll just provide 12 over here. So it is 47, 90, 01, 600. So I'll just provide 12 over here. Let me just save this file and try running this code. So it is 47, 90, 01, 600, the same number as we are getting over here. And guys, in this way, we can easily use recursion in order to provide a factorial of a number. Now guys, this was one of the use cases of a recursive method. There are many other use cases in which you can use the recursive methods, and it is very much important whenever you are going to actually work on your requirements. Instance of operator in Java programming. So an instance of operator in Java is used in order to check whether an object is an instance of a particular class or not. So guys, we can see whether a particular object is of a particular class or a particular inbuilt data type or not. And the example is in this way. We take the object name followed by the instance of keyword and then followed by the class name. So guys, let us understand this with the help of example. So I'll just go to the Eclipse IDE and clear the previous lines of code. So guys, what we will do over here is we will have a string variable and the variable name is name and then followed by equal to, and then we provide the name of this YouTube channel, which you should definitely subscribe to get more knowledge about the programming languages. So we have programming for beginners as the name of this YouTube channel. Now guys, what we will do is we will check whether this particular object, that is name, is of data type string or not. And in order to do that, what we will do is, so over here we will have our print statement. So we have the print statement over here. So we use the object name, that is name. So we use the object name over here, that is name, and then followed by a space, and then we have the instance of operator. So as we can see, we have the instance of keyword over here. So we can use the instance of and then followed by the, let's say, class name, so which is a string. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, we are getting true over here. So guys, instance of keyword will return us the true or false return values. Guys, we can also use some user defined class names over here. So let's say we already have this Java test class as the class name over here. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and we provide the new object. So let's say we have object 1, it is equal to new Java test class, and then followed by open and close brackets. Now guys, what we are going to do is we are going to find the instance of this object, that is object 1, which is of type Java test class. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and we will check whether this object 1 is it of type Java test class. So I'll just copy and paste this over here. So object 1 instance of Java test class. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, it is providing true value. Now guys, what if we provide an incorrect class name? So over here, instead of Java test class, let's say I provide the string class name. So as we can see, we are already getting a compile time error. It is saying incompatible conditional operand types Java test class and string. So guys, instead of getting a runtime error, Eclipse is helping us not to provide this code so that we don't get a runtime error, and in this way we are getting a compile time error. So guys, with time, Eclipse has also become smart in order to provide us with the required compile time errors and let us know what will be the possible errors over here. And guys, in this way, the important thing over here is the instance of keyword can be used in order to find whether a particular object belongs to a particular class name or not, and if it belongs, then it will return true or else it will return false. Class inheritance in Java programming. And guys, we are going to use the extends keyword in order to see the class inheritance in Java. So inheritance is one of the key features of object-oriented programming that allows us to create a new class from an existing class. So guys, this is very important over here. The inheritance, it allows us to create a new class from an existing class. So for example, we are having the existing class of our own. We want to create a new class, and while creating that new class, we want all the fields and methods to be present in this new class as well. So we can create the new class followed by the extends keyword and then followed by the existing class name. So guys, we will check this with the help of examples. Now the new class that is created is known as a subclass or a child class or a derived class, and the existing class from where we are extending the new class is called the superclass or the parent class. So guys, we are having the parent and child relationship over here. The existing class will be a parent class and the new class that we will be creating is the child class. We also call it as a subclass over here. Now guys, the extends keyword is used to perform inheritance in Java. So for example, as we can see over here, we have the main class that is animal. So this can be treated as a parent class. It is having its own fields and methods over here. Now in order to extend this class, what we do is we create a new class, that is with the class keyword. We create a dog, which is one of the animal types, and then followed by extends keyword and then the name of the parent class, that is animal, and then inside the curly braces we will have its own methods and fields. So as we can see over here, whatever methods and fields that were present in the animal will also be present in the dog class, whereas the dog class will also have its own methods and fields. So guys, let us understand all this with the help of examples over here. So we have the class keyword followed by the name of the class. So let's say we are using the animal class as the parent class. Now let's say we have the name of the animal, so string name, it is equal to, okay, so let's say we just have the name variable over here, we are not assigning any value to it, and let's say we have the method as display name. So guys, over here it will just display the name of the animal. So what we will do is we will just have a simple print statement over here. So I will print this is animal. So guys, this is a very simple method over here, that is display name. It is just going to print a string, that is this is animal over here. Now guys, in order to inherit these properties in a different class, so let's say we have another class such as dog. So we create the class using the class keyword followed by the name of the new class, that is dog. And then what we do is, since we want these attributes, that is the string name we want, and we also want this method, that is display name, to be present in the dog class as well. So what we will do over here is we will use the extends keyword. So as we can see, we are using the extends keyword followed by the name of the parent class, that is animal. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and then inside the curly braces it is going to have its own set of fields and methods as well, and apart from that it is also going to have these method and strings over here. So even if we do not provide any method or string over here, still we can use this display name inside the dog class. So guys, we are going to check this with the help of example now. So what I'm going to do is, instead of creating the object of this class animal, we will create the object of this class, that is dog. So in the main method, what we will do is we will use the dog class name followed by, let's say we have dog object, and then followed by equal to operator, and then we have new dog. And then guys, what we can do is, if we want to use this display name, that is if we want to print this statement over here, we can use the dog object as well. Why? Because we are extending, that is using this extends keyword in order to inherit the properties of the parent class. So what I'm going to do is, we are going to have dog object. So after dog object we have the dot operator followed by, so as you can see it is showing the name attribute as well as the display name method over here. So I'm going to select the display name, and then let us save this file and try running this code. So guys, as we can see, this is animal is getting printed. That's because we are extending the animal class in the child class, that is the dog class. Now guys, what if we don't extend this? So I'll just remove this part. So over here we are not extending the dog class with the animal class, and both of these classes are independent of each other. That is, there is no relation between them right now because there is no inheritance as such. So as you can see, there is an error message over here saying that the method display name is undefined for the type dog. So guys, because we are not extending anything over here in the dog class, and we are not having any method of its own as well, so we cannot call a method of the dog object. So in order to use the display name of the animal, we have to use the extends keyword followed by the name of the parent class. And then if you see over here, the error is gone now, and in this way we can easily use the inheritance property. Guys, let us try setting the name variable and then using that name variable inside this method over here. So what I'm going to do is, I'll just change this string to name of animal is, and then followed by name. So guys, what we will do over here, using the dog object, we can also refer to the name variable. So the name string that we have inside the animal class, we can refer to that name. So I'll use this name, and then let's say we have the name of the dog as puppy. So guys, over here we are trying to set the name variable, and then using the dog object dot display name, we are going to print this statement along with the name variable. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is puppy. So we are assigning the name as well as we are accessing the name using the display name method. Guys, very important thing over here is, we have not defined any attribute or any variable over here or any methods or functions over here inside the dog class, but still we are able to create the object of this dog class. As you can see, this is the dog object of this dog class, and use this name and display name of the parent class, since we are using this extends keyword and extending this parent class. So guys, this is one of the most important property in Java, that is class class inheritance, which you can use based on your requirements. Guys, it is also important that you practice on your own so that you get different outputs based on your different inputs and see how you can use this class inheritance with your requirements. Method overriding in Java programming. So guys, previously we have learned about inheritance, which is an object-oriented programming property that allows us to derive a new class that is called as a subclass from an existing class, which is also called as a superclass. So guys, this is a parent-child relationship that we have already discussed in the previous video as well, in which case the new class that is a child class will also gain all the attributes and all the methods of the parent class as well, while we are inheriting using the extends keyword. Now guys, the subclass inherits the attributes and methods of the superclass. Now let's say, for example, if we have the same method name that is defined in both, that is superclass and the subclass, then how the program flow will occur, how the control flow will come to know that which method is to be used with a particular class object. So over here, as you can see, then the method of the subclass overrides the method of the superclass. So guys, over here what it is saying is, let's say if we have two methods, that is one is in parent class and another one is in child class, and we are using the object of a child class, then guys it is going to use, that is the child object is going to use the child's class method, and that is what we are going to see with the help of example over here. So guys, previously we have seen that we created a parent class that is animal, and then we had the string name and we had the string variable that is the name of the animal, and we also had a method that is display name, which is going to display the name of the animal. Now guys, over here method overriding, what it says is, let's say in the child class, so as you can see we have another class that is dog, which is extending this animal class, that is parent class. So over here this is the parent class and over here this is a child class. Now inside this child class, if we have the same method name, so I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So as you can see, we have display name in the animal class over here. We also have display name in the child class over here. So guys, the content of this display name, I'll just modify it to something else. So let's say we have name of dog is, and then we have the name. So this name is going to refer to this string name, which is getting extended to this dog class using this extends keyword followed by the parent class name. So guys, over here we have two methods, display name and display name, but the content is different. Over here we have name of animal is, and then we have name, and then name of dog is, and then we have name. So guys, over here in the main method, what we are trying to do is, let's say we create the object of a child class, that is a dog class. We have the dog object followed by the new operator and then the dog class, and then guys, let's say we set the name as puppy, and now what we are doing is dog object dot display name. Now guys, there are two display names over here, one is of the parent class and one is of the child class. So which method will be displayed? So previously we had seen if there was no such method over here in the child class, so I'll just comment out this line over here. I'll just save this and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is puppy. So over here this display name, that is the method of this parent class, is being called. But what if we have another display name in the child class? So over here I'll just remove these comments. So as we can see, we also have a display name of the child class on its own, and it is having name of dog is, and then the string variable that is name. So guys, we are not going to change any code over here. I am just going to call the display name using this dog object. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So guys, as we can see, name of dog is puppy. So over here this line is getting printed, that is name of dog is puppy, and this method, that is a display name of the class object, is getting printed. So guys, this is called method overriding. Even though we have the display name of the parent class inside this class behind the scenes, still it is going to use the display name of this child class in order to print some statement, or whether it is arithmetic operation or any kind of block of code you can execute. So guys, this method overriding becomes very important whenever we are having a child class which extends a parent class, and we want the child class to implement the method on its own. So it is going to have different set of strings or some other kind of manipulations as well. So during that time we use the method overriding. Now guys, what if the object that we created is of the parent class? In that case, which method will be used? So guys, let us check this with the help of example. So over here what I'm going to do is, instead of the dog class we are going to have the animal class, which is a parent class, and then we have animal object over here followed by equal to new animal. And then over here what we are going to do is, first of all we are going to set the name of the animal. So let's say animal object dot name, it is equal to, let's say we have cat as the animal, and then what we are going to do is we are just going to use the display name method. So over here we have animal object dot display name. So first we have set the name, and then next we are going to display the name using this display method. So guys, over here what do you think will be the output? So we are using this object, that is the class animals object over here, and we are using its own display name. So probably this string should get executed. That's because this parent class is an independent class of its own. The dog class is not having any role over here, since we are using the animals object over here. As we can see, the animal class is being used in order to create this object. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is cat. So over here name of animal is, so this string is getting printed. On the other hand, as we had seen previously, instead of this animal class, let's say we have the dog class over here, and then over here as well we will use the dog class. We will keep the object name as same. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So over here we are using the child class, so this class, that is dog. So this thing is getting printed, that is name of dog is cat. So guys, this doesn't make any sense actually, the name of dog is cat, but still I hope you have understood the functionality of method overriding and where it can be used whenever we are inheriting any child class from the parent class. Super keyword in Java programming. So guys, the super keyword in Java is used in subclasses to access superclass members. Now the superclass members can be any fields or attributes, constructors, and even methods as well. So guys, this super keyword is very important whenever we are going to use the superclass members from the subclasses. Now guys, we are going to see three instances where we can use the superclass. The very first instance is in order to access the overridden methods of the superclass. Second instance is access attributes of the superclass, and then we have the use of super to access superclass constructor. So guys, we are going to check all this with the help of examples. So over here what I'm going to do is, let's say we have a parent class over here first of all. So we have class, and then we have the animal as the parent class, and then guys, let's say we have the string variable, that is name, and then we also have a function that is going to display the name of this animal. So we have display name, and then let's say we have the print statement over here. So name of animal is, and then we have this name variable. Now guys, let's say we have another class which is going to extend this animal class. So we have class, and then let's say we have the dog as the class name followed by extends keyword, and then we have this animal parent class. So guys, this is the way we inherit the properties of the parent class inside this child class, that is the class dog, followed by extends keyword and then the name of the parent. And then guys, we have over here inside these curly braces, we have its own set of fields and methods. Apart from these fields and methods, we can also define other methods over here. So if we don't have any methods or variables of the dog class by itself, what I am going to do is, let's say we want to create the object of the dog class. So over here we are going to create the object of dog class as the dog object followed by new, and then we have dog as the class name. Now guys, since we have extended this animal class inside this child class, that is the dog class, we can use this attribute, that is the name attribute, using this dog object. So we will use the dog object over here followed by name, and then let's say we have the name of the dog as puppy. And then guys, what we can do is, since we have extended this parent class, we can also use this method name, that is display name, using the object of this class, that is dog class. So over here we will have dog object followed by dot display name. So now let us save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is puppy. So this display name, that is name of animal is puppy, is getting printed over here. Now guys, what we will do is, let's say in the method overriding, as we had seen previously, we have the same method name, that is display name, along with the same return type and along with the same parameters inside this child class as well. And over here what I will do is, I will just provide name of dog over here so that we can identify between these two statements whether it is the name of dog that is getting printed or the name of animal that is getting printed. So guys, we had seen previously that in method overriding, the method of the child class will be preferred whenever we are going to access the same method name. So I'll just save this file and try running this code over here. I have not changed any code over here, but I have just added a new display name method which is same as that of the display name of the parent class. So as we can see, name of dog is puppy is getting printed. So over here, name of dog is, this string is getting printed. So this proves that this display name, that is the method of this child class, is getting printed over here. So guys, this is the method overriding that we had seen previously as well. But guys, what if we want to access the display name of the super class? So over here, the display name of the super class is this method. So let's say instead of printing this statement, that is name of dog is, we want to print name of animal is. So what we are going to do is, I'll just comment out this line, and then over here we are going to use the keyword that is super, and then after the keyword super we are going to use dot, and then as you can see, display name is getting suggested over here. So I'll just press on enter, and then let us just save this file and try running this code to see what will be the output. So guys, as we can see, name of animal is puppy. So this thing, that is name of animal is puppy, is getting printed. That's because we are calling the super dot display name, that is the display name of this parent class, that is the animal. Now guys, let's say we also want to print this, that is the name of dog is puppy. So I'll just remove the comment from this line. So over here what is going to happen is, first of all, dog object or display name will get called. So this display name will be called actually. So over here, first of all, we will get name of dog is, and then the name of the dog, and then followed by the display name of the parent class will also be called. So I'll just save this file and try running this code so that we can see the output. So as we can see, name of dog is puppy. So the very first thing, that is this thing, is getting printed. And then since we are calling the display name of the parent class using this super keyword, name of animal is puppy is also getting printed over here. So guys, in this way we can easily use the super keyword in order to access the overridden methods of the super class. So this method was overridden of the super class, but we can use the super keyword in order to call that method from the child's method. Now guys, let us move to another scenario where access attributes of the super class. So guys, over here, instead of accessing the methods, we are going to access the variable names. So let's say we have the variable name, that is string name, it is equal to dog over here, that we have already defined. Now guys, what will happen? So this string, that is name of animal is, so this name is referring to this name, that is dog, whereas over here name of dog is name. So this name will be referred to the string name that was inherited by this dog. So guys, if you remember, behind the scenes both of these things are getting inherited inside this child class. So guys, since we have already defined the name of the animal as dog over here inside this class, what we are going to do is, while we are calling this display name of this child class, the very first thing that we will do is, we will call the display name of this animal class. So this display name will be called, and over here name of animal is, the name of the animal will get printed. After that, what we are going to do is, we are also going to set the name of this to some other name. So in order to access this attribute, that is the name attribute, what we are going to do is, we will use the super keyword again, followed by dot, and then we have the name attribute, and inside this name attribute, let's say we want to set the name as puppy over here. So to make it more clear, I'll just make it puppy space 1, but we also have the name assigned over here. So I'll just remove this line of code, that is dot name, it is equal to puppy. So what we are doing over here is, we are going to use the child class, that is the dog object, followed by the dog object dot display name. So this thing will call this display name, and then we have the super keyword which will call the display name followed by the super keyword which will access the name attribute, that is this attribute, and it is going to set it as puppy1, and then the name of the dog is name. So probably this name should get printed over here. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is dog. So the very first thing that the control flow comes over here in the display name after the display name is being called over here from the dog object. So this display name is making the control flow go over here, that is name of animal is. So you can see name of animal is, and then the name attribute, that is the name attribute is set as dog. So this dog is getting printed over here. Now the next thing, super dot name, it is equal to puppy1. So what we are doing over here is, instead of having the value as dog, we are setting it as puppy1, and then we are using the name of dog is, and then this name. So this name got inherited using this extends keyword, and since we have set it as puppy1, so as you can see name of dog is over here, you can see name of dog is puppy1. So guys, in this way we can also use the super keyword in order to access the attribute of the super class, that is the parent class. Now guys, let us move to another scenario, that is use of super in order to access the superclass constructor. So over here we are going to have the constructor. So what we have to do is, we are going to have another method that is going to be a constructor. So guys, a constructor is nothing but using the same name as that of the class name. We are going to define a method, and it doesn't have any return type, but it can have the parameters over here. So we are going to have the parameter as name1. So we are going to pass the name of the animal using this constructor, and then we can set name, it is equal to name1. So what we are doing over here is, we are just setting the name value over here with the help of the value that we are going to pass over here using this name1 string. Now guys, what is the role of the super over here? So I'll just remove this line of code, the super keywords that we used previously for overridden method and the overridden attributes. What I'm going to do is, name of dog is, and then this name. So this name is going to refer to this string name. Now guys, as we had seen previously, a constructor is used in order to initialize some of the variable objects inside a class. So basically this we have a constructor, and this constructor's role is to assign the value to a name variable using the string name1. But what we are going to do is, while creating the child class object as the dog object over here, we are just accessing the display name. Now from this display name we are going to set the name of the animal. So what we will do is, first the display name will be called, and over here we will use the super keyword followed by open and close brackets. So guys, as we can see, we are getting a red underline over here. It is saying constructor call must be the first statement in a constructor. So guys, instead of providing the super keyword over here, we will also have a constructor of this child class, that is the dog class. So I'll provide dog over here followed by inside this dog. So as we can see, it is a red underline over here as well. Implicit super constructor animal is undefined, must explicitly invoke another constructor. So over here we will just provide the super constructor. So inside the super constructor we are again getting the constructor animal is undefined. Now guys, the animal is already defined over here, but we are not passing the parameter yet. So we will pass the parameter over here as the dog1. So guys, no need to worry if you have not understood so far. I am going to explain you once again. So very first thing is, we are going to have the dog object, that is the child class object, and we are using the dog object over here in order to call the display name. Now the display name of the dog object will be called, so as you can see, display name, but before that we are also having a constructor of the dog. So while we are instantiating this object, that is the dog object, the new dog, this will make the control flow go over here inside the dog constructor, and this constructor will make the super constructor being called. So as you can see, we have the super keyword followed by a string, that is a dog1. So over here, what is the super constructor? This animal. So this is the constructor of a super class which is expecting the name, that is name1. So we had already passed dog1 over here. So this dog1 will go to the name1 and it will be assigned to the name variable. So as we can see, this name variable over here will be assigned the value as dog1. And then guys, after this constructor is called, there is an end of the constructor over here. So the control flow goes back over here and it calls the display name of the dog object. Now the display name of the dog object, what it is doing is, it is just having name of dog is, and then the name. So it is just going to print this name that we had set already. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of dog is dog1. That's because we have set the string name as dog1. We can set any other name. So let's say we have tiger over here as the name of the animal. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of dog is tiger. So guys, this doesn't make any sense. We are trying to access the name of the dog and we are giving the name of the animal. So I'll just provide some other name. So let's say we have puppy. I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of dog is puppy, and in this way we can easily use the super keyword in order to access the constructor of the parent class over here. So guys, these were some of the scenarios where we can use the super keyword in order to achieve our requirements. Abstract class and abstract methods in Java programming. So guys, an abstract class in Java cannot be instantiated, which means we cannot create the objects of an abstract class. This we are going to see with the help of examples. We use the abstract keyword to declare the abstract class. So over here, as you can see the example, there is a class called language, which we have defined it as an abstract class using this abstract keyword. It will have its own fields and methods. Now if we try to create an object of this class using language, over here as you can see, this should throw an error message. So let us see this with the help of example over here. So the very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create an abstract class using the abstract keyword followed by the class keyword, and then we have the name of the class as animal. Now guys, let us say we have its own set of fields and methods over here. So to keep it very simple, let's say we have string name as one of the variables. Now guys, let us say we want to create an object for this animal. So I'll just copy this and paste this in our main method followed by the object name, that is object animal, equal to new operator, and then we have the class name, that is animal, followed by open and close brackets. So as you can see over here, there is a red underline. It says cannot instantiate the type animal. So guys, since we have defined it as abstract, we cannot instantiate an object for this class. So if we remove this abstract, the red underline is gone. Now we can create the object. So guys, this is very important property of the abstract class. We cannot create object for a abstract class. Now guys, let us move to other properties. So over here, the abstract class can have both the regular methods and the abstract methods as well. So guys, apart from the abstract class, we can have abstract methods as well inside the abstract class. So over here, for example, let's say the abstract class language, it is having both the abstract method. So a method which is prefixed with the abstract keyword is known as the abstract method over here, and this is the example of the abstract method. Very important property of the abstract method over here is we do not have the body implementation of the method. So as you can see, we do not have the curly braces over here and we do not have the body of the method, whereas in regular methods we have to have the body of the method in order to execute some lines of code. So over here you can see this is a regular method, that is void method 2, and it is having a print statement over here, whereas this method 1 is the abstract method and it is not having its body. So how we are going to implement this method? So guys, this we are going to check with the help of examples later on. So over here, as you can see, the Java abstract method, a method that doesn't have its body, is known as the abstract method, and it has to have a abstract keyword before we define the return type followed by the name of the method over here, as you can see. So as you can see over here, we use the same abstract keyword to create the abstract methods. So for example, we have this abstract keyword followed by the return type, that is void, and then followed by the name of the method. So if a class contains an abstract method, then the class should be declared as abstract. So guys, whenever we are having the abstract method inside a class, the class should also be declared as an abstract class. Otherwise it will generate an error. So let us check this with the help of examples over here. So I'll just remove this name property. What I will do is we will have the function, that is display. It is going to display the name, but we will make this method as abstract. So what I'll do is, first I'll keep the class animal as the normal class without any abstract keyword, and now what we are doing is we are putting the abstract keyword for this method that is display name, and then we have a semicolon over here. So guys, there is a red underline. It says the abstract method display name in type animal can only be defined by an abstract class. So it says since the class is not abstract yet, we cannot define the abstract method inside this class. So we have to either remove this abstract keyword from the method, or we have to put abstract keyword for this class. So guys, this is the error message that we will get. So we can remove it by providing the class as the abstract class. And as we have discussed previously, you can see a red underline over here. We cannot instantiate the object of a class that is defined as an abstract class. Now guys, what is the main use case of these abstract classes and abstract method? We can use them in inheritance, and then we can have its own implementation. So as far as the abstract method is concerned, we can have its own implementations based on the different subclasses we define by inheriting this parent class. So guys, let us check all this with the help of examples. So what we will do is, first of all, we are going to keep this animal as the parent class, which is an abstract class over here. We will remove this abstract method that is display name, and instead of that, what we will have is, we will have another abstract method with a void return type, and we are going to name it as make sound. So guys, this is the abstract method that we want to implement in different subclasses that is going to inherit this class. Now guys, different animals can make different sound over here, so it doesn't make sense in order to implement this method inside this animal class. So what we are going to do is, we are going to have different animals. So one of the animals is dog. So we are going to define a class which is dog, which is going to extend this particular parent class that is animal. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So guys, as we have seen previously, the extends keyword followed by the class name is used in order to inherit the parent's class attributes. So over here, we are going to inherit the make sound function inside this dog class. So over here, we are going to have the curly braces, and then guys, you can see the red underline over here on the dog. It says the type dog must implement the inherited abstract method animal.makeSound. So as you can see, since we are inheriting the animal class, this method that is makeSound is also coming inside this class that is dog. But this is defined as an abstract method, and we have to implement all the abstract methods that are present inside this animal class, which is a parent class. So guys, what we will do is, we go over here and then we say add unimplemented methods. So it is providing us with the void make sound method, and over here we are going to simply have a print statement, and over here I will have the string that is bark bark. So guys, the dog will make this particular sound that is bark bark. So another subclass that we are going to define is cat. So we are going to have class followed by cat, which is again going to extend the animal class. So over here we have extends animal, and then again we have the red underline over here. It says the type cat must implement the inherited abstract method animal.makeSound. So again we are going to implement the same method over here, but we are going to have a different string for this class cat. So what we are going to have is, we are going to print, instead of bark bark, we will have meow meow. So guys, by this I hope you have understood why we use the abstract methods over here. That's because it doesn't make sense sometimes in order to implement the same method in one particular way. But there might be many different classes, like you can see we have class dog, we have another class cat, we can have more animal classes, and their own sound can be implemented using this make sound method. Now how do we call these make sounds over here? By simply creating the objects of these class. So over here what I'm going to do is, the very first thing is, we are going to create the object of the dog class. So we have dog object equal to new operator and then the dog class name. And then guys, for this dog object we can call the make sound method. So dog object dot make sound. So what this will do is, it will call the make sound method of this dog class which we have implemented, and this string should get printed. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, bark bark is getting printed. Now guys, in order to call the make sound of the cat class, we can create the object of the cat class over here. So we are going to have cat class name followed by cat object, it is equal to new cat and then again we can use this cat object. So cat object dot make sound in order to call the make sound function of the cat object. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see on the second line, we are having the make sound method being called for this cat object, where we had declared the sound of the cat. So guys, this is the main functionality of the abstract class and abstract method in order to achieve abstraction in Java. Interface in Java programming. So guys, an interface is a fully abstract class. It includes a group of abstract methods without a body. So guys, interface is having similar properties of that of the abstract classes, wherein it will be having the different abstract methods that will be implemented by the subclasses. Now guys, like abstract classes, we cannot create objects of the interfaces as well. To use an interface, other classes must implement it. We use the implements keyword to implement an interface. So over here, the main difference is, instead of extends keyword that we used in the abstract classes, we are going to use the implements keyword in order to implement the interface. So over here, for example, you can see we have the interface keyword in order to define an interface followed by the name of the interface. And as you can see, we have the template of this method, that is get area of the polygon interface. So get area, it will have its own set of parameters as well as the return type. Now guys, as you can see, it is not having its own definition inside this interface, but the definition will be defined by the subclass which is going to implement this interface. So over here, as you can see, implement the polygon interface. So we have another class, that is rectangle. It implements this polygon, and inside this rectangle class we have to implement this get area method that got implemented from the polygon interface. So as you can see, we have this get area method over here, followed by the same set of parameters, that is length and breadth, that we defined it over here inside our interface, and then it is having its own set of lines of code over here. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples now. So over here, what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to define an interface with the interface keyword followed by the name of the interface. So it is going to have the polygon as the name of the interface. Now we will create a method in order to calculate the area of a polygon. So we will have the return type as void followed by the name of the method, that is get area, and then it will take two parameters, that is length and breadth. So over here we will define length, comma, and then we have int breadth. So guys, it is going to take two parameters, and then since it is not having any body, we are going to close this with the help of a semicolon. So as you can see, we have defined a template over here, that is the get area method. It is going to take two parameters and it is not going to return any type over here. Now we have to implement this interface on the other subclasses. So we will create a class called rectangle over here. So we have the class rectangle. Now in order to implement this interface, we have to use the implements keyword. So over here we have implements keyword. Guys, remember that in the classes we used to use the extends keyword, but in the interfaces we have to use the implements keyword, and then followed by the name of the interface, that is polygon, and then we will have its own body over here. But guys, as you can see, we have a red underline over here. It says the type rectangle must implement the inherited abstract method polygon.getArea int. So as you can see, this is another type of abstract method that we had defined over here, since this is a template. So what we will do is, we will just use this option, that is add unimplemented methods. So I'll just click over here. So it is providing us with the name of the method that we want to implement, that is get area. So what I will do is, I will just have the print statement over here, which is going to calculate the area of the rectangle. So over here we will have the string as area of rectangle is, and then we just have to multiply both the numbers, that is length and breadth, in order to get the area. So inside the brackets we will have length multiply by breadth as the area. So as you can see, we have defined the area over here as well. So area of rectangle is length into breadth will get printed over here. Now guys, in order to call this method, that is get area, what we have to do is, since I have already told you we cannot create objects of this interfaces. So first let us check what error we will get if we try to create an object of this interface, that is polygon. So we have object polygon over here. As the object of the polygon, we have new keyword followed by polygon. So as you can see, there's a red underline over here. Cannot instantiate the type polygon. So guys, this is proved that for an interface we cannot create an object. So I'll just remove this line of code, but instead what I will do is, for this class that is rectangle, which has implemented this interface that is polygon, we will use this class in order to create the object. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and we will have object rectangle. It is equal to new rectangle followed by open and close brackets. So over here there is no such red underline, and now we will use this object, that is object rectangle over here, and then followed by dot, and then as you can see we have this get area being suggested by Eclipse IDE. So I'll just provide this get area method over here. So we have to provide the length and breadth over here. So let's say we have 3 as the length and 5 as the breadth. So it is just going to multiply two numbers and print the result over here inside this get area method. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, area of rectangle is 15, and in this way we can create an interface and implement it in any of these subclasses, and then we have to implement the methods that we had defined in the interface itself. Now guys, one important question over here: why we use the interfaces? Cannot we directly have the get area method inside this rectangle and implement its own lines of code over there? So guys, that is also possible, but in order to achieve abstraction that we had seen previously, abstraction in Java is one of the most important properties that we can achieve using this interface keyword. So inside this interface we are just providing the template of a method, and that template can be used in several subclasses that we can define. Now guys, let me just create another class. So let's say we have another class called as triangle. So we have class triangle, and we also want to get the area of the triangle. So over here, how do we implement this interface? So we have the implements keyword followed by the name of the interface. So over here we are going to have the implements polygon, and again it is showing red underline over here. So it says the type triangle must implement the inherited abstract method polygon.getArea. So again we have to implement this get area. Now guys, it will have its own implementation over here. The formula might be little different, so it will be half base into height. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and I'll put area of triangle as what we will do is length multiplied by breadth, and then we divide it by 2. So we have divided by 2 over here. I hope this formula is correct for now over here. So as you can see, our code will look clean over here. That's because consistently we are using the same method names over here, that is get area and then get area over here, with the same set of parameters. The only difference is we are using different classes over here. So guys, the code looks cleaner over here, and there is no possibility that we have different method names to do some similar task over here. So what we will do is we will create the object of a triangle class over here. So we have triangle class followed by object triangle equal to operator new, and then we have triangle over here. So we have the triangle class, and then this object will be used. So object triangle followed by the get area method. So we have get area, and then in order to get the area, what I will do is, let's say the base and height is 5, and then we have 4. So 5 into 4 divided by 2 will be done in order to get the area of this triangle. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, area of rectangle is 15. That was the first computation that we had already seen. And the next thing is area of triangle is 10. That was 5 into 4, which is 20, divided by 2, because that is the formula that we have given over here. As you can see, it is length multiplied by breadth divided by 2. So the answer is 10 over here. So guys, in this way we can easily use the interfaces in order to achieve abstraction in Java, which is one of the most important properties as far as writing clean code is concerned. Polymorphism in Java programming. So polymorphism is an important concept of object-oriented programming. It simply means more than one form. So guys, this is the only definition that you should know. That is, it simply means more than one form. So anything that you can represent in more than one form, it is known as polymorphism in Java. So basically, Polymorphism in Java allows us to create a single method that will behave differently for different class objects. So guys, these we have seen previously as well in our examples. The polymorphism property in Java can be achieved in the following ways. That is, one of the ways is method overriding that we had already seen in the inheritance video. The second one is the method overloading, wherein we will have the same method name but the return type or the number of parameters can be different. And then the third one is the operator overloading that we will see with the help of examples in this video. So guys, let us check all these three ways of achieving polymorphism in Java programming with the help of examples. So let me just move to this Eclipse IDE. So over here, the very first thing that we are going to see is method overriding. So in this case, we have to create the parent and child classes. So the very first thing that we create is a parent class. So we have class and then we have animal. So inside this animal class, let us say we have a string that is name, and then we have a display name method as well. So we have void display name as the method name, and inside this what we are going to do is we will just display the name of the animal. So let me just put the print statement over here. So we have print statement name of animal is, and then we have the name variable over here. So guys, this is one of the classes that we have created. Now we'll create another class. So let's say one of the animals is dog over here, and then to inherit the properties of this parent class, we have to extend this animal class over here. So we use the extends keyword in order to inherit the parent class, followed by the name of the parent class. Now guys, what will happen is both these fields and methods will be automatically inherited inside this dog class. But in this case, we want to do method overriding, which means we want to keep the same name, that is display name, but we want to implement it in some other way. So what I will do is I will just copy this display name method and paste this over here inside this dog class, but over here we will just change the string to name of dog. So we have name of dog is, and then the name attribute will be accessed, which got inherited from the animal parent class. Now guys, let us create an object of this dog class now in the main method. So we have dog class followed by dog object, it is equal to new dog. Now guys, we can access this name field as well and also the display name. So when we are accessing the display name of this dog class will be accessed. That is because of the method overriding. So the child class's method is preferred over the parent's class's method. So let us check this with the help of example over here. So we have dog object. So the very first thing that we are going to do is, first of all, we will set the name of the dog. So dog object dot name, it is equal to, let's say the name of the dog is puppy, and then we have to access the display name method. So we have dog object dot display name. So guys, as you can see, we have first set the name of the dog, that is equal to puppy, and then we are calling the display name. So over here, this display name, that is name of dog is, should get printed over here. So I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of dog is puppy is getting printed. So guys, this is because of the method overriding, and we have also achieved polymorphism over here. That's because we have kept the same method names, whereas we are accessing this method over here. That's because it is the method that is belonging to a child class. Now guys, what if this display name was not present? So I'll just comment out these lines over here. So I have just commented out this line, and let me just save this file and try running this code to see what happens. So guys, since we have not provided display name in the child class, but display name is present in the parent class, which got inherited in the child class, so name of animal is puppy is getting printed. So this line, that is name of animal is getting printed over here, which means that display name of animal is getting printed. So guys, this is not a part of a polymorphism, since this display name was automatically inherited into the dog class with the help of this extends animal. Polymorphism can only be achieved when we have multiple methods with the same name and those are implemented in a different way. Now guys, let us move to another example over here. There is something called as method overloading. So I'll just remove these lines of codes, that is the classes that we have created. Also, I'll remove the content of this main method. Now guys, in method overloading, we will have the same method name multiple times with their different implementations. So let's say we have the int return type for a particular function and we have sum of numbers. So guys, this function is going to add the numbers that we are going to pass to these methods. So over here what we will do is, in this method we will have two numbers, that is int a and int b over here, and what we will do is we will just return the addition of two numbers, that is a and b. So we have return a plus b as the expression over here. Now guys, there is a red underline over here. That's because we have not provided this method inside a class. So I'll just cut this from here and paste this inside this class that is already present, that is Java test class. Now guys, similarly we will have another method. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, but this time we will have int sum of numbers. We will have three parameters. So we will have a third parameter, that is int c, and over here I will have a plus b plus c. Now guys, as you can notice over here, we have sum of numbers two times. That is, over here we have one function, we have the same function over here second time as well, but the only difference is we have three parameters over here whereas two parameters over here. Now how do we call the sum of numbers? So let us move to our main method over here. What we will have is, let's say we have another variable, that is int sum. It is equal to, we will call this method guys, that is sum of numbers. So I'll just paste this over here, and then let's say we provide two parameters. So let's say we have 4, 5, and now we have a semicolon over here, and then guys we will print the sum variable in order to check what is the output, that is what will be the sum of the numbers. So we have over here sum of numbers is, and then we have sum. So guys, we are getting an error over here. It says cannot make a static reference to the non-static method sum of numbers. So guys, we are trying to access a non-static method over here from the static main method. So what we will do is, we will just provide this suggestion over here, change sum of numbers to static. So I have made it as static over here, and similarly we have to make the other one as static as well. But guys, we are not getting any error. That's because during compilation it is checking which method is being accessed. So guys, this method is not being accessed yet. That's because we have only provided two parameters over here, and this method is where we wanted the correction to happen. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, sum of numbers is 9. So basically what is happening is, the sum of numbers, this function is getting called, and then we are passing the two parameters. So over here the control flow will check whether this sum of numbers is getting matched with the number of parameters that is being passed to this method, and yes, in this case, so it is returning a plus b, which is 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. So 9 is getting assigned to this sum. So this sum is getting printed over here. As we can see, sum of numbers is 9. Now guys, let's say we have three parameters over here instead of just two. So I will just provide another parameter, 6 over here. So as you can see, again we are getting an error. It says cannot make a static reference to the non-static method sum of numbers. So guys, this proves that over here this sum of numbers is trying to access this sum of numbers. That's because the number of parameters is getting matched over here. So what I will have to do is, I will just have to provide a static keyword in order to remove this error. So now as you can see, there is no red underline, so there is no error as such. So I'll just save this file and try running this code now. So it will be 4 plus 5 plus 6. So as you can see, sum of numbers is 15. So these three parameters, that is 4, 5 and 6, is getting passed over here as a, b and c, and all these numbers are getting added and it is returned. That is, the sum is getting returned to this sum variable, and this sum variable is getting printed then. So sum of numbers is 15. And guys, in this way we can achieve polymorphism with the help of these method overloading, wherein the method names are same but the parameters can be different, and sometimes the return types can also be different. So the control flow will automatically match the correct method which is matching with the number of parameters and the type of parameters as well. Now guys, let us move to another example over here. We have the third example of polymorphism, that is operator overloading. So in this case, I'll just remove this existing lines of codes over here. That is the two methods that we have created. Now guys, we have a simple operator, that is addition. So we have a plus operator operator. So let us say we have two integers, that is int a, it is equal to 10, and we have another integer, that is int b, it is equal to 20. What we will do is we will have another variable which is going to have the sum of these two numbers. So int sum, it is equal to a plus b. So what this will do is it will take the value of a and it will take the value of b, and this plus operator is going to add both the values and assign the total value to the variable sum, and then we can have the print statement, that is sum is, and then we have sum over here. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, sum is 30. That's because we have added two numbers, that is 10 and 20. Now guys, the plus operator can be used in order to concatenate two strings. That means joining two strings. So guys, instead of having int over here, let's say we have a string. So let's say string a, it is equal to, so what I will do is I will have a string over here, that is Java, and over here let's say we have another string, that is string b, it is equal to over here what we will put, programming. So we are going to add both these strings. So after Java we are just going to keep space so that both the words are separated by a space character after we concatenate them. Now guys, what we can have is the third variable over here, which was sum. We can keep it as string data type, and then let's say we have a string variable name. So I'm just going to change the variable name to str, that is string. So now guys, what is happening is we have a, it is equal to Java, and b, it is equal to programming. And what we are doing over here is we are not changing this expression which we used in order to add two numbers previously. So we are keeping this expression same, that is a plus b, but the values of a and b have been changed. That is a is equal to Java, b is equal to programming, and both are getting concatenated now, and it is getting stored in the str. So over here in the print statement, we will just change this label to string is, and then the name of the variable, that is str. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, string is Java programming. So guys, over here plus operator is being used in order to concatenate two strings over here, and guys, this is called operator overloading. So it depends on the operands, that is the values of a and b. If you provide them as numbers, so the plus operator will help you to find the sum of the numbers, and if you provide the string, then the plus operator will be used in order to concatenate, that is join these two strings. So a followed by b. So as you can see, this is what happened over here, that is Java programming. Both the words were concatenated and joined with each other. Similarly, you can check the functionality of the other operators as well, where they can be used in order to do some different tasks. Hopefully you have got enough knowledge about the polymorphism using these three methods to achieve polymorphism in Java. Guys, the aim of the polymorphism is to create a consistent and clean code. So basically we are using the same method names but with different parameters, or the same operator but with different operands, in order to perform some similar tasks. So this makes our code clean and consistent as well. Multiple inheritance in Java programming. So guys, in Java we can achieve multiple inheritance with the help of interfaces. We can inherit multiple interfaces but not multiple classes. So guys, both of these examples we had already seen previously. Either we can use the extends keyword in order to extend a particular class, or we can use the implement keyword in order to inherit a particular interface. So guys, let us see how multiple inheritance can be achieved. Multiple inheritance is a way in order to inherit the fields and methods from the multiple classes. So guys, this we cannot achieve with the extends keyword, but we can achieve it with the help of implements keyword, which is used in order to implement the interfaces. Let us move to the examples. So over here, let us say we have two classes. So the very first class is animal. So class animal, and then inside this class, let's say we have a string, that is animal name. So we have animal name as the string over here, and we have also a method that is going to display this name. So we have display animal over here, and then I'll just have the print statement now. So we have the print statement as name of animal is, and then we have animal name over here. So we put animal name over here. Now guys, let us say we have another class. So we have class, and this class is country. So in this country, again we are having a string, that is a country name. So we have country name over here, and in order to access this country name, let's say we have void display country as the method. So this display country method will just print the name of the country, that is country name. So I'll just copy this over here and put a print statement, and over here we will have name of country is, and then I'll just paste this variable name, that is country name. Now guys, let's say we want to create a child class that is having both, that is animal name as well as the country name to be inherited to that child class. So how can we inherit that? So let's say we have class, and I'll just name this as a child class over here. So we have child class, and then in order to inherit these classes, what we can do is we can use the extends keyword. So we have extends followed by the name of this parent class, that is animal. Now guys, over here we have used extends animal, but we also want to extend the country. That's because we also want this country name to be present in this child class. So how do we extend this? So should we put another extends over here, and then we have another class name, that is country, and then inside these curly braces, can we have it in this way? No guys, since we are getting a red underline over here, it says syntax error on token extends permit accepted. So guys, we cannot have multiple extends keyword over here. So can we just remove this extend keyword and provide a comma over here so that we can provide multiple classes with the extends keyword? So no guys, again we are getting a red underline over here. It says syntax error on token. So guys, in any way we cannot extend multiple classes over here in Java. So guys, how do we achieve our requirement of having both, that is country name as well as the animal name inside the child class? So guys, in order to solve this problem, we will be using the interfaces. So instead of having classes over here, we will define this class as an interface. So we have interface animal, and since you know in interfaces we cannot have the implementation of methods, so I'm just going to remove this line of code over here. I'll have to remove these curly braces as well, that is supposed to be replaced by a semicolon. So guys, this is just a template, that is display animal will be just a method name and there will be no implementation. Similarly over here we have to provide interface for this country class that we had defined, and we have to remove this implementation as well. We have to replace it with a semicolon. Now guys, we have two interfaces over here instead of classes, that is interface animal and we have interface country, and both of these are having different strings, that is animal name, country name, and these methods as well, that is display animal and display country. Now guys, we can implement both of these interfaces inside the child class. So I'll show you how it can be done. So over here we'll have to remove this. I'll show you completely how it can be done. So class child class, this is the name of the child class over here, and in order to inherit the interfaces, as I have told you previously as well, we have to use the implements keyword, and after the implements we have the name of the interface. So I'll just copy this animal interface, paste this over here, separated by comma. So we have comma, and then we have the second interface, that is country. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and then followed by open and close curly braces. So guys, as you can see now, there are no error messages over here, that is animal and country can be easily implemented. Similarly, you can have more interface names over here separated by commas depending on your requirements. Now guys, we are getting an error over here. It says the type child class must implement the inherited abstract method animal.display name. So I'll just provide add unimplemented methods. So guys, we have to implement them, that's because we have inherited them, and these are just the abstract methods over here. So what we will do over here is the same print statement we will have. So print in the display country, we have country name is, and then followed by country name. So we have country name variable over here, and similarly we will have the animal name as well. So I'll just copy this line of code, that is print statement, and paste this over here. Replace this country by animal. So animal name is, we will put animal name over here as the variable name. So now as you can see, the error is gone. We no longer have any error in the child class, but we are having errors over here. So it says the blank final field country name may not have been initialized. So guys, what we will do over here is we will just initialize it. So I'll just put initialize public static final string country name. So over here country name, let's say I'll put United States over here.
as the country name, and over here as well in the similar way we'll put the animal name. So let's say the animal, one of the animals is dog, so we'll put dog over here. So guys, what we have done over here is these variables, that is animal name and country name, we have just initialized them, and inside these interfaces we have to keep them static and final. So guys, in this way we can achieve multiple inheritance over here. Now after achieving multiple inheritance, we can access this display country or the display animal as well in order to print these statements or execute certain lines of codes. So let me just do that. So what I will do is we will have to create the object of this child class, since we cannot create the objects of these interfaces as we had seen previously. So we have this child class followed by the object, that is child object. So it is going to have new child class. Now guys, we can easily access the display animal and display country methods since we have implemented them in the child class. So I'll just do that quickly over here. So we have child object over here, child object dot, the very first thing is we are going to display the animal. So we have display animal, and then again the second line of code, it will be child object, and then we have display country over here. So we are going to display both. The very first thing is animal, the second thing is country. So let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, animal name is dog and country name is United States, and these are the string values that we had assigned to these variables. So guys, this is the way we can achieve multiple inheritance in Java programming using interfaces. We can have any number of interfaces being implemented in a particular child class. So encapsulation and data hiding in Java programming. So guys, Java encapsulation is one of the key features of object-oriented programming. So as we had seen previously, we can implement Java encapsulation using the Java classes or Java interfaces as well. And encapsulation refers to the bundling of fields and methods inside a single class. So guys, these examples we have already seen where we have used multiple fields and methods inside a single class. So that is nothing but it is called Java encapsulation. That is in order to encapsulate similar fields and methods inside a single class, and then we can access that class to create objects in order to access those fields and methods. Now it can help us prevent outer classes from accessing and changing fields and methods of a class. This also helps to achieve data hiding. So guys, we have two things to learn over here. The very first thing is we will revise Java encapsulation, and then secondly we will see how we can hide the data from other classes if we don't want them to access the data directly of a particular class. So guys, let us move to the IDE over here. Now let us say we have a class. So let's say we have class animal over here because that's one of my favorite classes. Over here we will have a string. So let's say string name, and then let's say we have another variable which is int age. So it is the age of the animal that we are going to define. And then guys, let us say we have setters and getters over here in order to access these variables. So what I can do is I can right click over here and we can go to this source option, and then you can see over here generate getters and setters. So I'll just click over here. So what this will do is it will ask for which variable names we want to generate the getters and setters. So over here we will select both of these variables, that is age and name, and then I'll just click on this generate. So when we click on this generate, as you can see, there are certain methods that are being created over here. So the very first method is get name. So it is getting the name and it is providing us a string as the return type. So it is just returning the name of the animal. The next method is set name, which is taking a string that is name and it is just setting this name variable inside this class. And the other two methods we have similarly implemented for the age as well, that is get age and set age. So guys, these are nothing but these are the getters and setters for the particular list of fields that we have defined over here. Now guys, what we will do is we will create an object of this class, that is animal. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here and then create the object name, that is animal object. So we have animal object over here. It is equal to new animal. Now guys, we have created this object. Now we can easily set the name and the age of an animal using these methods, that is set name and set age. We have to provide the name and age respectively in these methods. So what I will do is the very first thing is we will set the name. So animal object dot set name. So set name, and one of the animals is dog. So I'll just provide dog over here, and then we have animal object again in order to set the age. So we have dot set age. So let's say the age of the dog is, let's say 2 years. So I'll just provide 2 over here as the integer. But guys, we have provided it inside a double quotes. So it is saying the method set age int in the type animal is not applicable for the arguments string. So I'll just remove this double quotes over here since it is expecting an integer. So now there is no red underline over here. Now guys, let us access these variables, that is name and age, that we have already set over here. So what we will do is we will have a print statement, and inside this print statement the very first thing is name of animal is, and then we will have animal object again because we have the get name method that is already implemented. So we have get name over here. So guys, as you can see, animal object dot get name can be used in order to return the name of the animal, and then similarly we will return the age as well. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and I'll just change this label to age of animal is, and then we have animal object dot, instead of get name we will have get age. So I'll just put get age over here. So guys, in this way we are accessing all the 4 methods. The very first method is set name, and we are providing the name of the animal, and the second method is set age, and we are providing the age of the animal, and over here we are using the get name and get age methods as well. Now let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, name of animal is dog and age of animal is 2 is getting printed over here. So guys, in this way we have achieved Java encapsulation by using the name and age fields of a particular class, that is animal class in this case, and we are using the methods in order to access them. Now guys, as far as the data hiding property of Java is concerned, over here we can directly access the name and age of the animals without actually using the methods that we have created over here. So what I will do over here is, instead of using the set name, I will put dot and then name. So as you can see, this name can be easily accessed, and we can provide equal to operator over here, and let's say we have another animal that is tiger, and over here the age variable as well we can access easily by using the age variable. So age, let's say it is 5. So I'll just provide 5 over here as the age of the tiger. So we'll put semicolon over here. Let me just save this file and try running this code. So guys, one important thing over here is we are not using the set name and set age over here in order to set the name and the age of the animal, but still we can access them. That is, name of animal is tiger, age of animal is 5. So guys, though we have achieved Java encapsulation over here by enclosing these fields inside the animal class, but we have not achieved data hiding. That's because these variables of this class animal can easily be accessed using the other classes. In this case we are using Java test class in order to access these variables over here. Now what if we don't want them to directly access these variables, but only access them via the methods that are provided inside this animal class as public method? So what we have to do is we have to make these variables over here as private. So when we provide private keyword over here before the string variable and we scroll over here on top, as you can see there is a red underline. That's because we cannot directly access that particular variable now. It says the field animal.name is not visible. That's because we have made it private. The age is still visible because we have not made it private yet. So I'll just copy this private keyword and paste this over here for the age variable as well, and over here for age as well we cannot access them directly. So now the only way in order to access these names and age is through the methods that we had seen previously using the set name and the set age methods. So what we will do over here is we will remove this name and we will again call the set name over here. So we have set name. So again we will put the name of the animal as tiger, and let's say we'll remove this age and we will provide set age method. So we have set age, and then let's say the age of the tiger is 7 years. So I'll just provide 7 over here. So now there is no red underline. That's because we are accessing the public methods of that particular class. So let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, name of animal is tiger, that is what we had set, and age of animal is 7. So that is what we had set over here in the set age method. And guys, in this way we can also achieve data hiding property of the Java using this access modifier of private keyword. So guys, hopefully you have got enough knowledge about Java encapsulation and data hiding. and how these can be achieved using the access modifiers. Nested and inner class in Java programming. So guys, in Java you can define a class within another class which is called as a nested class. So such class is known as a nested class or an inner class. So as you can see over here, class, we have the outer class over here, and inside this we are also defining another class which is called as nested class or the inner class. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples. So let us move to IDE, and over here I will create a outer class. So over here we will create class animal over here, which will be the outer class in this case, and inside this we will have another class. So one of the animals is dog. So over here we will keep class dog as another class which is an inner class. So guys, when we define a class, as you can see over here, we are defining a class dog in this case inside another class, that is the outer class is animal over here. So this inner class is called nested class, and it can have its properties on its own, such as the fields and the different methods as well. So let's say it is having one of the fields as legs. So int legs, which means how many legs a particular dog can have. So guys, we will keep it as 4 over here as the fixed value, and then let's say we have a method inside this class dog which is going to return void, and then let's say we have make sound as the method name. So guys, over here we will have just a print statement. So let me just put a print statement over here. So it is going to have a string bark bark. And guys, in this way we can easily create an inner class inside the outer class. Now guys, how do we access this make sound that is present inside the inner class, that is this dog class? So in order to do that, we have to create an object of this inner class by using the outer class over here. So the very first thing that we have to do is we have to create an object of the outer class first. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and then we will have animal object as the object of the outer class. So we will have new animal over here. And then guys, using this animal object, that is the object of the outer class over here, we can create a new object of this class dog. So over here, in order to create the object of a dog class, we have to specify the outer class, that is animal class, followed by a dot, and then as you can see we have dog as the suggestion. So we use the inner class name, that is dog, and then guys followed by the name of the object that we want to create. So it is going to be dog object. So we have dog object, it is equal to, and then after the equal to operator we will use this animal object that we have created, which is the object of the outer class. So this animal object dot, we will have the new operator, and then followed by space, and then we have the inner class name, that is dog. So after dog we have open and close brackets. So as you can see, we are using the outer class name followed by dot and then the inner class name in order to create the object of the inner class followed by equal to, and then we have the object of the outer class that we already created in the previous line of code followed by dot, and then we have the new operator, and then we have the name of the inner class. And then guys, using this dog object we can access both, that is the legs of the dog and then the make sound as well. So what we will do over here is, the very first thing is we are going to print the number of legs over here. So I'll just print the number of legs of dog is, and then we will access this dog object, and then dog object dot, as you can see we have legs as one of the variables, so we will have dog object dot legs to be printed. And then guys, we will also print the make sound. So over here make sound is printing the sound that the dog makes. So what we will do is we will just call the dog object over here and then dot followed by the make sound. So guys, in this way we will have two strings that will be printed over here, that will be number of legs of dog is, and then followed by dog object dot legs will refer to the legs integer over here, as you can see, which is assigned as the value of 4, and then we will have the make sound being called using the dog object dot make sound, and this line will get printed. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So guys, as we can see, number of legs of dog is 4 and bark is getting printed. And guys, in this way we can easily create the inner class inside the outer class, as you can see, and create the objects either of the outer class or the inner class, and we can use the fields and methods of the inner class as well in this way, that is by using the outer class name and the outer class objects as well. Static fields in Java class. So guys, static fields in Java class are accessed at the class level. So we don't use the object of the class, but we use the name of the class in order to access the static fields. So as opposed to the normal fields that are accessed at the object level. So guys, we will understand this more clearly with the help of examples. So let us move to our Eclipse IDE. So over here, let us define a class. So let's say we have a class, and one of the favorite class is animal. So we have class animal over here, and let us say we have a non-static field over here, that is the name of the animal, which should be of the data type string. So we have string name. And then guys, let's say we have another static variable. So as I told you, static variables will be accessed using the class names, that is the animal class in this case. So what we will do is we will have the static keyword over here followed by the data type. So the data type is going to be an int, and we are going to have the counter as the name of the variable. Now guys, this variable is going to count the number of objects that we have created for this class, that is animal. And then guys, let's say we have a constructor over here. So we have the same name as that of the class. So this constructor is going to set the name. So over here we are going to pass a string variable, and we are going to name it as name1. So this name, it is equal to name1 over here. So guys, whenever we are creating a new object of a class, we should provide the name of the animal so that the value gets assigned to the name of the animal over here. Now guys, let us have another method over here that is going to display the name of the animal. So we have void display name, and in this case it is just going to have a string, that is, let's keep it as name of animal is, and then the name of this particular object. So guys, this method is going to just print the name of the animal that we are going to pass using the object that we created over here. Now guys, the only thing that we have to do is we have to create the animal objects over here. So let us say we have one of the animal objects as dog object. So we have animal dog object, it is equal to new animal. So over here we have to pass the name of the animal. So in this case, with obvious reasons, it is going to be dog as one of the animal. And then guys, let's say we have another animal over here. So what we will do is we will have a cat object over here. So we have cat object, and let's pass cat as the string over here, which is the animal name. Now guys, after creating this dog object, we have to track what is the counter. So what we are going to do is we have to access this counter variable. Now how do we access this? Using the animal class name. So we will provide animal class name over here followed by dot, and as you can see, counter is being suggested over here by Eclipse. That's because we have kept it as static. So we will provide counter and set it to a particular value, and in this case it will be 1 over here. That's because we have created one object of animal class. Now next time whenever we create another object of the class, what we will do is we will just increment the counter by 1. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and we will do plus plus over here. So what this will do is it will just add the value of a counter by 1. Now guys, we can easily access the name of the animals using the display name that we had created. So what we will do over here is we will just call the display name for all the objects. So the very first object is the dog object. So we will have dog object dot display name over here, and then let's say we have cat object. So we have cat object over here dot display name. It is going to display the name of the cat object, and then we want to also display the counter, that is how many animals we have created till now. So we will have total number of animal objects over here as the string, and then we will have animal class name followed by dot, and then we will have the counter, which will give us the value of the counter variable. So guys, in this way we are going to display the name of the dog object, then the cat object, and then we are going to have the counter of the total number of animal objects that we have created. So let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, we have name of animal is dog and name of animal is cat. And then we have the third line over here, that is total number of animal objects is 2. That's because we have been incrementing the counter variable of the animal class over here. Now guys, let's say we have not incremented this. So I'll just remove this line of code. And then guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, name of animal is dog, name of animal is cat, and then we have total number of animal objects as 1. That's because we have not incremented the counter now after creating this cat object. So guys, as we have seen, this static variable inside the class can only be accessed using the class names and not using the object names. And the value of a static variable will be common for all the objects at any point of time.
Anonymous class in Java programming. So guys, in Java, a class can contain another class known as the nested class. So this we have seen previously as well. It is possible to create a nested class without giving any name. So guys, this we are going to see with the help of example in order to create a nested class without any name. Now a nested class that doesn't have any name is called an anonymous class. Now anonymous class must be defined inside another class, hence it is also known as the anonymous inner class. So guys, we are going to check anonymous inner class with the help of example. So let us move to IDE over here. So let us say we have a class. So we have a class called as polygon. So I'll just create a class called as polygon, and inside this class we just have one method, that is display. So we will have a void display, and then it is not taking any parameters, but it is just going to print one statement. So we'll print the statement over here as inside polygon class. So guys, this statement will identify that we are present inside the polygon class. But now guys, how can we create an anonymous inner class? So I'll create another class over here. So for example, we have class anonymous. So we have anonymous demo as the class name, and inside this class, let us say we have a method. So we have void create class method. So I'm going to name this method as create class. It is not going to take any parameter, and inside this what we are going to do guys is we are going to use this polygon class in order to create an object. So over here we are going to use the polygon class. So I'll use this polygon class over here. We name it as P1 as the object of this polygon class, and then guys we are going to have an equal to operator followed by a new operator and then the name of the class, that is polygon. So guys, over here we are creating an object that is P1, but after this we can have the body as well of this object. So after creating this object, we have to have the body, and after these curly braces we have to have a semicolon over here. And inside this object guys, what we are going to do is we are going to have a method again. So what we will do is we will have the same method, that is display. So over here I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So what we are doing is we are having the same method name as that in the class name. So it can be said that over here the polygon is the super class, whereas over here the anonymous demo we are creating it as a child class. But we are going to use the object of the polygon class over here. So the anonymous demo class is just extending the other class, that is the polygon, which is a super class over here. So guys, if you are getting confused, no need to worry, but over here we are going to use the same name as that of the method, which is already defined over here in the super class. So we are not going to have any parameters again, and then we are going to have the print statement saying we are inside anonymous class. So we have inside anonymous class over here in order to identify that we are inside an anonymous class. Now guys, after this body of the P1 object of the class polygon, we are going to call the display method of this object. So over here what we are going to do is we will use P1 as the object, and then dot we have display that is being suggested over here by IDE. So guys, what will happen is, since this name display is same as that of the display, but since we are providing the implementation of this method inside this child class, so this method that is inside anonymous class will be displayed over here. That's because display method will be overridden over here. Now the only thing that we are supposed to do is we are supposed to call this create class method, so that the control flow will come over here, that is create class will be called, and then it will see this object that is P1, and using this object object, it will call the display method of this object over here, and this statement should get printed. So guys, let us create an object of this anonymous class demo. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, and then let's say we have the name of the object as demo, and then we have new operator followed by the anonymous demo class name over here. Now what we have to do is, using this demo object, we will call create class method that we created inside this class, that is anonymous demo. So what will happen, the control flow will come over here, it will encounter this object, that is p1 object of this polygon class, which has become an anonymous class right now, and this p1.display will call the display method over here. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, inside anonymous class is being displayed. Now guys, let's say we want to print this inside polygon class. So what we can do is, instead of having this implementation, I'll just comment out this line over here. Let us see what happens when we comment out this line. That means we are not having the display method of this object, that is p1, being implemented in the child class, but it is present in the parent class. So I'll just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, inside polygon class is being called. That's because there is no other method, that is display, that is overriding this superclasses method over here. And guys, this is the way that we can implement anonymous classes in Java. Now guys, what is the importance of having this anonymous class in this way and having the object of another class and calling a method using this object? So guys, the very important thing over here, as you can notice, we are calling the display method of a polygon class, and the object of this class is not created at all inside our main method. So as you can see, we are using the anonymous demo class and using its method, that is create class, in order to have some lines of code that will create our anonymous classes object and call that method. So guys, this is the very important thing. In case you don't want to create the object of a particular class and show it inside the main method, you can create an anonymous class and call its own function in order to execute some lines of code. Guys, similarly, instead of having this class, we can also have the anonymous interface as well. So instead of this class, we will define it as an interface. So when we are having interface, we cannot have a definition of the methods inside an interface. So as you can see, there is a red underline over here. It says abstract methods do not specify a body. So this is kind of an abstract method and we cannot have the body of that method. So I'll have to remove this, but it is mandatory to have the implementation of this method wherever we are trying to extend or implement this interface. So where we are using this interface over here in the create class method, we are trying to use the polygon over here. But as you can see over here as well, we are getting a red underline. It says cannot reduce the visibility of the inherited method from polygon. So it is asking us to change method visibility to public. So I'll just change this visibility to public over here. So as you can see, after providing public keyword, the error message is gone. So guys, in this way, the interface can also be implemented inside the anonymous class. And now using this anonymous demo class, we can create an object and call its own function, that is create class, in order to call this method, that is display method, for this object, that is p1 of the interface polygon. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, inside anonymous class is getting printed over here. So guys, in this way, we can implement anonymous classes or anonymous interfaces as well. Singleton design pattern in Java programming with the help of examples. So guys, in Java, singleton is a design pattern that ensures that a class can only have one object. So inside Java class, it ensures that only one object can be created, and this thing is called singleton design pattern in Java. So to create a singleton class, a class must implement following properties. So there are three properties over here that a class must implement. That is, it should have a private constructor so that no other class outside this particular class can create an instance of this singleton class. The next thing is private static attribute of the class type. So we are going to have a field of this singleton class type so that it can be instantiated within that class, and there is no other object outside this class that can be created for this singleton class. And then the very last thing is a public static method in order to get the instance of this particular class. So guys, what can be the example of a singleton class? So singletons can be used while working with databases. They can be used to create a connection pool to access the database while reusing the same connection for all the clients. So guys, let us check this with the help of example now in Eclipse IDE. So over here we are going to create a class, that is a database class, and then inside this class we are going to have three properties as mentioned over here. The very first thing is a private constructor. So as you know, a constructor is nothing but a method with the same name as that of the class name. So we are going to have a private constructor, that is the name of the class, and then it is going to be an empty constructor, so it is not going to do anything. Now the next thing is we have private static attribute of the class type. So guys, we are going to have a field over here which will be a private static field, and it will be of the type, that is of this class type. So I'm going to copy this database class over here, paste this over here, and then we are going to have the object name as the DB object. So guys, this DB object, it is the object of this class, that is database, and since it is private, no other class outside this class database can access this particular field over here. Now in order to access this DB object, we are going to have a public static method, that is get instance. So we will have a public static method over here. So we have public static method. So the method name is going to be get instance over here, and what will be the return type of this method? It will be the data type of this class, that is database. So I'm just going to copy this and paste this over here. So guys, what this will do is it will initialize this DB object and return this DB object to the variable from where it is being called, that is get instance is being called. So let us check this. So over here what we are going to do is, first we are going to check whether this DB object is actually initialized or not. So we will check DB object over here. DB object, is it equal to null, which means is it really assigned or not, and if it is equal to null, we have to create an instance for this. So DB object, it will be, so usually how we do is using the new operator and then followed by the name of the class. So what we are doing over here is we are just creating a new instance of this database class with the help of the object name, that is DB object, equal to new database over here. So guys, if it is null, then we are creating an instance of it, and then once we have created the instance of this, we are going to return this instance. So we have return DB object. So we are going to return this DB object. So guys, to make it more clear over here, what we have done is we have created an object of this class, that is database. So usually we do it in the main method over here, that is in order to create the objects, but we cannot do the same in the singleton classes. That's because the property of a singleton class is we can only have one object of this class, and this is the one object, that is DB object over here, and then we are making the constructor as private so that no other class can call this particular constructor in order to create a new object out of it. And then in order to initialize this object, that is DB object, we are having a public static method get instance, which is going to return the type, that is database, that is the type of this class, and it is going to initialize the DB object if it is equal to null, and it is going to return the DB object. Now guys, in order to check whether the DB object is actually initialized or not, what we will do is let us have another public method over here. So it will be public void method. Let us say we have the name of the method as get connection. So we have get connection without any parameters over here, and we are just going to print over here the statement, that is connection to database is successful. So guys, we have this string over here, that is connection to database is successful. Now in order to ensure that this DB object is actually created and initialized and is the only single object of this singleton class, we have to call this get connection and get this string printed. So guys, what we will do over here is inside this main method, we are going to use this singleton class name, that is database, and then we will have db1 as the object. Now guys, we cannot have multiple objects, we just had DB object over here. but we are using this db1 object in order to create this db object by calling this get instance. So what we will do over here is we will use db1 object equal to, and since we have used the static keyword over here for this get instance method name, we are going to use this class name in order to access this get instance. So guys, as we have seen previously, in order to access the static fields or methods, we have to use the class names. So we will use the database class name dot get instance. So guys, what this will do is database.get instance, the control flow will go over here inside this get instance. It will check whether it is equal to null or not, and if it is equal to null, then a new database, that is this particular instance, will be created only once, since this object is a static object, and then this db object will be returned. Now this db object that is returned will be assigned to this db1, and then using this db1 we can call the get connection method over here. So we will have db1.get connection. That's because we have made it as a public method and it can be called using the object of this database class. So guys, this thing will ensure that every time we are just going to have this db object as the only object of this singleton class, and that is the property of the singleton class in Java. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, connection to database is successful. So this thing is getting printed over here. Now guys, in order to ensure that only one object is being created, how can we verify in some other way? So let's say I'll just remove this part, that is db1 initialization, and instead of just having the object name over here, what I will do is I will try to create a new instance out of it using the new database keyword over here. So as you can see, there is already a red underline over here. It says the constructor database is not visible. So guys, this is the reason why we had made this constructor, that is database, as private, so that outside this class we cannot create more objects of this class. And as you can see, we cannot create more objects outside this class, and the only object that is created is db object inside this database class itself. And this confirms that this is the singleton class in Java. So guys, hopefully you have got enough knowledge about the singleton classes in Java and its usage as well. Please make sure that you practice on your own so that on different inputs you get different outputs. Enums in Java programming. So guys, in Java, an enum, that is a short for enumeration, is a type that has a fixed set of constant values. So as you can see in this example, we have the enum keyword followed by the name of the enum, and then inside these curly braces we have the different values separated by commas. So this is one value, that is small, and then we have medium, large and extra large, which can be the different sizes of a pizza. So guys, let us understand this with the help of example. Now outside this class we will have the enum keyword and then followed by the name of the enum. So let's say we have size as the name of the enum, and inside the curly braces we will have different values, that is the constant values over here. So we have small, we have medium, and then we have large, and then we also have extra large over here. And guys, similarly we can have any number of constant values over here which can be used inside our main method. Now in order to access this enum values, what we have to do is I'll just provide a print statement over here. So we have print, and then we just need to use this name, that is the name of the enum. So I'll just provide size as the name of the enum over here, followed by the dot operator, and then as you can see we can access the different values of this enum, that is size. So let us say we access the small, that is size dot small enum value over here. I'll just save this file and try running this code now to see what will be the output. So as you can see, this string is getting printed, that is small is getting printed. Similarly, let's say if we put large over here, so instead of this small I'll put large over here. So size dot large. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, large is getting printed. So guys, what is the importance of this enum? Why it was introduced in Java? Enum was introduced to replace the use of int constants. So guys, if you can recollect, in most of the programs, in order to have some constant values, we can define a class followed by the class name, and inside that we can have different fields of the final static type and an integer. Now guys, whenever we try to access this small, medium, large or extra large variables, us, we will get these values instead. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 will not make any sense. Instead of that, if we have some values that is small or large, so that will make more sense, guys. And for this reason, this enum was introduced in order to have a set of constant values that can be used. Now guys, let us take another example using the switch statement. So what we will do over here, once we have defined this enum, that is size, we will have a class. So let's say we have a class, and let's say the name of the class is test, and inside this class, let's say we have a field of type size. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, size, and then let's say we have pizza size as the name of the field. So guys, this is going to have the size of the pizza, and the values can be from one of this list of values inside the size enum. Now let's have a constructor over here which is going to initialize this value of the pizza size field. So over here what we are going to have is public keyword followed by the name of the class, which is going to define the constructor, and inside this constructor we are going to have a parameter as well. So this parameter will be of size enum type. So we have size followed by pizza size over here. So guys, we are having the pizza size over here, and now since we are having the field names as same over here, we are going to use this keyword followed by dot and then pizza size. So guys, this keyword is going to refer to this pizza size, that is the field of the class, and then equal to, we are going to use just the pizza size over here, which is going to refer to this pizza size, that is the parameter value. So over here we have a semicolon. Now guys, what we will do is we are going to have a method that is display. So we have void display over here. So what this method is going to do is it will just display the size that is being assigned to this pizza size. So in order to do that, we can have a switch statement. So guys, in case you are not aware about the switch statement, I have made a separate video, so you can check that out. The link I have given in the description as well. Now over here, what we are going to have is we are going to have the different cases. So the very first case is the first value of the size enum, that is small. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So if it is small, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print the statement over here. So the print statement, it says pizza size is small. And then guys, after this statement, we are going to have the break statement so that it comes out of the switch statement over here. And similarly, we will have different cases over here for different values of the size enum. So I'll just copy this and paste this multiple times and then change the values. So I have case small over here, and then we will have case medium over here, that is the second value. So we will have medium, and then we have large over here. So I'll just copy this from the enum. So we have large over here, and then over here we have the large size, and then over here the extra large. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So it is extra large, and over here as well it is going to be extra large. Now guys, there is an error over here. What is it? It says small cannot be resolved to a variable. So guys, inside the switch statement we are not passing any value, so we have to pass the value, and that value will be of this type, that is the size type. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. So this pizza size will be compared with each and every case. So in whichever case it comes, it will print that statement and it will come out of that switch statement. Also guys, if you remember, we are supposed to have a default case as well in case the pizza size value doesn't match from the list of values that we have provided in the case statements over here. So we have default, and what it will do is it will print a statement and it will say don't know the size of pizza. So guys, it will say don't know the size of pizza if it is some other value apart from these values over here. And then after this default statement, we will have the break statement over here. Now guys, what we will do is we will create an instance of this class, that is the test class, inside this main method. So instead of calling this using this print statement, we will have the test class as the test object, and then it is equal to new test class. And for this constructor, it is expecting a parameter of this data type, that is size. So what we are going to provide is the size enum we are going to use, followed by one of these values. So let's say we provide medium as one of the values. So guys, this test object is going to have a pizza size field for which the value will be of the medium type of this enum. So this medium, it reflects to this medium over here. And then what we will do is we will call the display method using this object.
So I'm just going to use this object dot display, that is the method. And then guys, what will happen is once this display method is encountered, the control flow will come over here. So before that, the pizza size was initialized with this value, that is medium. So this medium value is matching in this enum size, and then inside this display method, the pizza size value will come over here, which is the medium over here. So is it equal to small? No, in this case, but it is equal to medium, and this line should get printed, that is pizza size is medium, and then it should come out of this switch statement. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, pizza size is medium, so this line is getting printed. Instead of this, let's say if we order a extra large pizza, so over here inside this medium, what we will do is we will have the extra large value, that is size dot extra large. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, pizza size is extra large, this string is getting printed. So guys, in this way we can have the enum data type in order to have the list of constant values so that we can use them in our requirements. So one of the requirements is using the switch statement, and you can have any kind of requirements over there. It makes sense in order to use these kind of values instead of some final integer values. Enum constructor in Java programming with the help of examples. So guys, in Java, an enum class may include a constructor like a regular class. So guys, previously we have seen that using the enum, like these were some of the values, and we had a separate class over here, that is the test class, and inside this class we had a method, that is display method, and for this we were having a switch case in order to access the different values of the size enum, and accordingly we were printing some string statements over here. So guys, we were having the pizza size as the field of this type, that is size enum. Now guys, we can also have the constructors over here. So as you can see, these enum constructors can either be a private constructor which can only be accessible within the class, or a package private constructor which is accessible within the package. So guys, we are going to check the enum constructor over here in this particular video with the help of examples. So what I'm going to do is, within this enum size we have to make some modifications over here. So we are having these four values, that is size, medium, large, and then extra large. Now guys, after these values we can also have some string values over here. So within these open and close brackets and inside this double quotes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this string, that is pizza size is small, which reflects to this small value over here. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. And then similarly, what we will do is for the medium size as well, I'm going to paste this string over here, that is pizza size is medium. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. Similarly, for large and extra large, I'll do this quickly. So as you can see, I have provided all the string values, pizza size is small, medium, large, and extra large, for these corresponding values of the size. Now guys, we can have a constructor inside this enum size. So over here we are going to have a private constructor. So we have private, and then the name of the constructor should be the name of the enum class, that is size. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. Now guys, it is going to take a parameter which is going to come from the main method. So over here we are going to have the parameter of type size followed by the name of the parameter, that is pizza size. And over here guys, again we are going to have the attribute which is going to be the private final type, so that it can only be accessed within this enum size, and then it is going to be final, so that we can only access this attribute within this size enum. So we have private final, and then the data type is size, and then the name of the field, that is pizza size. So over here we have pizza size attribute, and this pizza size attribute, that is this attribute, I'll just copy this. I'm going to refer using the this keyword followed by dot, and then we have the pizza size. It will be equal to this pizza size that is coming as a parameter over here, and then we have the semicolon. Now guys, in order to print this pizza size, we are going to have a display message over here. So we have public void display method, and then we will have just a print statement over here, and it will print the pizza size over here, that is the field name. Now guys, what we will do is, inside this main method, instead of calling this test class which we had created previously, I'll just remove this part and have the size enum over here, and let's say the name of the object, we have kept it as size, and then it will be equal to, we have to use this size, that is
the name of the enum, and then followed by one of the values. So let's say we provide small as the value over here. So we have size dot small. So guys, what this is doing over here is this size dot small is calling this line of code, that is small, and then this pizza size is small is being passed over here inside this constructor. Now guys, there is a red underline over here. It says the constructor size string is undefined. So we have done a mistake over here. Instead of this size, we have to provide string data type. That's because a string is coming from here. So we have modified the same. Over here we have provided the string, and guys, similarly we are going to have the string data type over here as well. So it is not going to be a size data type. That's because we are passing it as a string now. So both the data types, that is of the pizza size, we have provided it as a string, and then this string will get printed over here based on the value. So what is happening? Size dot small, it is calling this line of code over here, that is small, and then pizza size is small. So over here guys, these are all the calls to the constructors. So whichever value we call over here, it will call the constructor internally. So basically what is happening is this size constructor is getting called, and then the string is coming in this pizza size based on the value that we have provided over here inside this main method. And guys, there is another red underline over here. So over here we have missed a semicolon. So I'll just provide a semicolon over here. So after this, when we call this display method, so the string that is pizza size should get printed. So in order to call this display method, we have to use this size object. So size dot display. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now over here. So as you can see, pizza size is small, this thing is getting printed over here. So guys, instead of having the switch statement that we had inside this test class, we can remove this class now. Since it is no longer required, we are not creating any object out of it, but we are just having constructor inside the enum, that is size, and we can have any value over here. So let's say we have the large size over here. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as we can see, pizza size is large, and instead of large, let's say if we copy extra large over here, let me just save this file and try running this code. So accordingly, pizza size is extra large, this string is getting printed. So behind the scenes, what is happening? Size dot extra large. So this means this extra large is getting mashed over here, and this pizza size is extra large. This string message is being passed to the constructor over here. So this constructor, which is private, can only be called by these 4 lines of code, and over here the string message is coming, and it is initializing this pizza size string, that is one of the attributes of this enum size. And then guys, we are just displaying it using this display method over here. So guys, in this way we can easily use the enum constructors over here based on the requirements and have the appropriate strings being printed over here. Enum strings in Java programming with the help of examples. So guys, in Java we can get the string representation of enum constants using the toString method or the name method. So previously guys, we have seen how the enum constructor works over here. So if you have not checked the previous videos, do check out the links I have given in the description as well. So over here we were having, for different values of the size enum, we were having the corresponding string values as well. So guys, using the toString method, that is the inbuilt method or the name method of the enum, we can access those strings as well. So as you can see, for example, over here we have the same enum size with this set of constant values over here, and inside this main method what we are trying to do is string value of small is size dot small dot toString. So guys, internally what is happening is this toString method is being called for this enum, that is small over here. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples now. So what we will do over here is I will just keep this enum size and remove these lines of code, that is the constructor and the method to display the enum. I'll also remove these string representations over here. So I'll just remove this. So these values can only be separated by a comma. So I am just keeping the comma and removing the string attributes. Now guys, what we can do is, in order to access these values, we can have the print statement over here. So I'll have the print statement and then the name of the enum, that is size dot, let's say we have medium as the enum that we want to access. Now we have size dot medium over here. So what this will print is, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, medium is getting printed. But guys, we can also access this using the toString method. So when we say size dot medium and then followed by
toString. So as you can see, Eclipse is suggesting us the toString method over here. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, again medium is getting printed. So if we change the value to extra large over here instead of medium, let me just save this file, and using this toString method we can get the value that is extra large. So as you can see, extra large is getting printed. Similarly, we can use the name method as well. So let's say we have size dot, let's say we are using the large value and then followed by name. So over here again this will return the string representation. So let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, large is getting printed. So guys, we can use either toString or name method over here. But let's say we want to be little bit more descriptive over here, that is describe these values. So what we can do is we can override this toString or name method. So for example, so in order to override these values, what we will do is after this small value, we are going to have the curly braces, and inside this curly braces we can override the toString method, and inside these curly braces we will have public, and then the return type will be string since it is going to return the string value, and then we are going to have the toString method over here which is going to override the string, and inside this the body we will have return and then some string. So over here what we will return is pizza size is small. So guys, this is the description that we are going to give for this small value of this enum size. So it is going to return pizza size is small over here. So let me just save this file, and before running this code I'll have to change the value over here of size to size dot small, because for small value we have provided the string value, and after this small we are going to have the toString. So let's say without the toString, if we run this code, let me just save this file and try running this code to see what will be the value. So again it is saying pizza size is small. So guys, behind the scenes it is calling this toString method, that is a toString that we have provided for this small value. If we use any other value, that is let's say we put large over here, but we have not provided the toString method for large over here, so only large should get printed. So let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, large is getting printed. In order to be more descriptive for this large value, again we can override this toString method. So let me just copy this block of code. I'll copy this and paste this over here, and instead of having this pizza size is small, I'll provide pizza size is large. And let me just save this file. I'll keep this size dot large as it is, and then let me just run this code. So as you can see, now instead of large, pizza size is large is coming over here. And then in this way we can easily override the toString method which is being called behind the scenes whenever we call the value of a particular enum. So guys, in the similar way you can override the string representations of different enum values based on your requirements and have some descriptive strings as well. Java reflection with examples. So guys, in Java, reflection allows us to inspect and manipulate classes, interfaces, constructors, methods as well as fields at runtime. So guys, all these elements of the Java programming language, that is classes, interfaces, constructors, can be easily inspected and manipulated using Java reflection. So in order to reflect a Java class, we first need to create an object of class, and these are some of the ways in which we can create the object of a class. So we can use the dot class extension by using the name of the class over here followed by the dot class, and then the second way is by using the get class method. So in case we have created an object of a class for which we want to get the class instance, we can use that object followed by dot get class method, as well as the third option is using the for name, which is one of the methods of this class. And then guys, after creating the object of the class, we can use these methods, that is get name, get modifiers or get superclass as well, in order to get the elements of those class. So guys, let us check this with the help of examples now. Let's say we have a class called as animal, and then inside this animal class we have just one method, that is public void, and then we have display method. Now what this will do is it will just display one string, I am an animal. So guys, this string we will print. Now guys, let us say we have another class over here, that is dog.
and then we extend this animal class which we want it to be a parent class of this child class, that is dog. So we can use the extends keyword as we had seen previously in order to inherit the properties of this parent class, that is animal, followed by providing the name of the parent class, that is animal. So guys, whatever attributes are there, currently it is just having the display method. This will get inherited to the dog class as well, and using the dog object we can also access this method, that is display method over here. But now over here what we are going to have is, we will have one more method, that is make sound. So guys, we are going to have a make sound method, and what we are going to print over here is the sound of the dog, that is we are just going to print bark bark. So guys, overall in the dog class we are having two methods. One method is of its own, that is make sound, which is going to print this statement, and another method is inherited, that is the display method, got inherited from this parent class, that is animal class. Now guys, as we had seen previously, we can easily call these methods by creating a dog object over here. So in the main method I'll create a dog object, that is dog1, it is equal to new dog, and in this way we create the object of a class. And then let's say I want to call both the methods. So the very first method is dog1 dot, as you can see we have display method over here, so that can also be called, and we have dog1 dot make sound method as well. So both the methods can be called over here. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, I am an animal and bark bark is getting printed. Now guys, let's say I want some details of this dog class. So what we can do is, we can use the class named as class over here. So guys, we have a class called as class over here, followed by the object. So let's say we have object of the class, and then it is equal to, now guys, as I have told you, we have three ways in order to get the class details. So as you can see, we will use the first method over here, that is using the dot class extension. So over here we have to provide the name of the class, that is dog, and then followed by dot, and then we have the class. So as suggested by the Eclipse, we have dog dot class. And guys, important thing is there is no open and close brackets or any other kind of curly braces over here. Guys, one more important thing over here is this class, that is the name of the class over here is class. This is reserved by Java in order to get details of other classes in this way by creating an object for that particular class. So guys, you should never create a class with the name as class over here. You can have any other names like we have used over here, such as animal, dog, or any other name, but not the class as the class name. So guys, as you can see, we have created an object of type class, and over here we are using the dog class over here. Now guys, let's say we want to get the name of the class. So it is very simple. Over here we will have the print statement, and using this object you can get the name of the class. So after the object name we provide dot, and then we have get name. So as you can see, this get name, it will return a string, that is the name of the class. So let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, dog is getting printed. Over here we can have the prefix as well, so that it makes little sense over here. So the name of class is, and then we have the object dot get name. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, the name of class is dog, so the class name is getting printed over here. Now guys, let's say we want to get the super class of this class, that is dog. So the super class of this class is animal over here, and we want to get the details of that super class. So what we can use is, we can use the get super class method. So we can use this object that is of the class type, followed by dot, and then we have get super class. As you can see, this super class is returning the data type of the class type. So we will hit on enter, and then we will receive this value inside the class object over here. So we have class, and then followed by super class over here as the name of the variable, followed by equal to operator. So this object of super class will return the super class for this object, that is this object is referring to the object of this dog class. And in order to print this, we can easily use the get name method. So I will have the print statement over here, and then we have the super class name is followed by, we have super class over here as the object name, followed by get name over here. So we will get the name of the super class. And then let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, the superclass name is animal. So we have used the getName method again in order to get the name of the class. So guys, in this way we can easily use the objects of the data type class in order to get the reference of a particular class that we want to get. Now guys, this was one of the ways in which we can get the reference of a dog class. We can use other methods as well. As you can see, we can use the getClass method over here. So in order to use this getClass method, we have to use one of the objects of the dog class. So we can use this dog1 over here. So we have dog1 dot get class. So guys, in case you already have the object instead of the class name, you can use this dot class method in order to get the reference and store it in the object of the class data type. Now guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. It should print the same statements, that is the name of the class is dog and the superclass name is animal. Now guys, another way is to use the for name method. Now this for name method belongs to this class over here. So I'll just remove this and use the class, that is class followed by dot for name, and then guys, as a parameter it takes a string that will be the name of the class that we want to get the object for. So I'll just hit on enter and provide the name of the class over here, that is dog, and then followed by semicolon over here. Let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, it is showing errors exist in required projects. Let me cancel this. So as you can see, there is a red underline over here. It says unhandled exception type class not found. So guys, in case if this name that we have provided, let's say if it is not present, then we have to handle that particular exception at the runtime. So there are two options. So either we can have the throw keyword, or we can surround these statements around the try catch block that we are going to see in the upcoming videos as well. So guys, for now we are going to select the first option, that is throws class not found exception over here. And then let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, the same output we can see. The name of the class is dog and the superclass name is animal. Now guys, what is the use of this class not found exception? Let's say we have the class name as dog1 over here. But guys, there is no such class that is named as dog1. We only have two classes over here, that is animal and dog. So what will happen in this case? This throw class not found will come into picture over here. So let me just save this file and try running this code now to see what will be the output. So as you can see, there is some exception that is coming over here, class not found exception. So guys, you can handle this exception in the catch block as well, which we are going to see in the upcoming videos. Now guys, let us see how we can access the methods of a particular class. That is, for this dog class, we will access the two methods that are present, that is make sound and the display, using this class object. So guys, I'll just remove these lines of code for now, and then over here we are going to have dog dot class. So guys, we have this object of the class. Now over here, using this object, we can get the methods of this class. So how do we get the methods? We use the object name followed by get declared methods. So over here we will have declared methods. So as you can see, we have the second option, get declared methods. It is returning an array of method. So guys, we have another class called as method over here, and the array of such classes will be returned over here. So I'll just select this, and in order to get the values, we will have the class, that is method class over here, followed by the name of the array, that is methods. So guys, all these get declared methods, that is in case there are multiple methods over here, all those methods will get stored in this method class. Now since we have an array of methods over here, we have to use a loop in order to get the name of each and every method. So what we will do is, we will use the for each method over here. So we have method class, the name of the variable we will provide it as m, and then colon, and then we have methods over here. So it will iterate through all the methods, and then guys, we will have the print statement that is going to print the method name is, and then followed by m dot, and then we have get name method over here as well in order to get the name of the method. So we have this print statement over here, and it is having m dot get name, and this m variable will be having each and every method when we are iterating through this loop. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now over here. So as you can see, the method name is make sound. So guys, the important thing over here is, even though we are inheriting the display method from the animal class to a child class, but still it will not be treated as the method of this child class over here, and that is the reason why only make sound can be accessed from here. So guys, let's say we have another method over here. So I'll just copy and paste this over here, and we have the method name as dog name. So I'll just provide a dog name over here, and then let's say I have the string over here as puppy. So the dog name is puppy. So now we have two methods of this dog class. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code now. So as you can see, the method name is make sound, and then the second method name is dog name. And guys, in this way we can easily access the method names as well. So similarly, you can get the attributes of the constructors and the fields on your own as well with the help of your exercises, and it will be a good practice for you. So we have come to the conclusion of this video about the Java programs. Hopefully you have got enough knowledge about the various Java programs that we have seen in this video. So continue learning and continue practicing. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.